This is Matchweek. You are joined by myself, Ardi and Mini. We discuss everything soccer from the highs and the lows in the sporting week to the news that is relevant to you. We are live, top of the hour on WMSC Upper Montclair.
Ladies and gentlemen,
And this is Matchweek.
Este es Matchweek.
Wait, that's not Jonathan.
What? Yes, it is.
For those of you who are wondering, where is our Hispanic lover, our national treasure, Jonathan Echavarria? Did I say that right? Jonathan, I don't know. Oh, well, tough luck. You're not here today. Instead, we have, ladies and gentlemen, round of applause, please. Oh, from Ant and Mazz on the midday, it is Brandon Marrazzo himself. Mazz, how we doing?
What it do, Ardi?
What is this? This is your... I'm trying to think how many appearances
This is
you made.
3.
This is number 3, right?
Yes, sir.
So for those of you who don't know, Mazz was originally one of the first reoccurring guests we had on the show, and then Besmir has now overtaken him by a long slide. Sorry to tell you.
That's all right. He deserves it.
He deserves it. But today, I know everyone's wondering, oh, what do you guys talk about? There's nothing going on today. Well, we got a few things going. We have our UCL Final review, which is going to be a fun time. We're also going to be talking about mine and Mazz's December predictions for the Premier League and who we decided who was going to be 20th to first place. You're going to be surprised about what we called. And then we're also going to be discussing our Memorial Day weekends because most of us in this room were coaching and we had some fun time with our boys. So we're going to go over that slightly, not too long. And then we're going to hop into the meat of the show. You know, when it's meat potatoes, we're giving you the side first, and now we're going to give you the main dish. We're going to be going with Ligue team of the season. We're going to give you our team of the season and see who belongs there. But first, let's talk about the UCL final, boys. How are we feeling about it?
Fantastic, honestly. That was a great game. Absolutely loved it.
Also, to preface for the audience, Mazz was the first one out of all of us to call them straight through, even before they played Chelsea.
I mean, what can I say, dude? I mean, they had Ancelotti. You know, he's been there at least 3 times. Yeah, 3 times before. You know, and the squad it looked good. And everybody was like, oh, could they do it without Ronaldo? But I mean, like, when you have a Vinicius Jr. coming on that left wing, it's just essentially the same type of athlete. You know, maybe, I'm not saying he's going to reach, like, the levels of Ronaldo, but he is a player that opens things up. And pairing that with Benzema while still keeping that midfield and then having guys like Camavinga coming off, like, the bench, I mean, it was just, like, the perfect storm. And Courtois played at a level I didn't even think he could reach.
I think we all can agree this is probably the best performance we've ever seen from Courtois, and that's coming. I think Besmir can agree with this as well as seeing him as a majority of his career at Chelsea. We can see this is one of his better performances even when he was at Chelsea.
So Courtois has always had this ability to be in the upper echelon of goalkeepers in the world. I think he said it best that he maybe doesn't get the respect he sometimes deserves, and leading into the match, it helped him. He benefited massively from the fact that there wasn't really a big spotlight on Courtois. You know, we spoke last week where when he doesn't have the spotlight on him, he's able to just play his game. And like, he was massive. He was absolutely massive for Real Madrid in the final, leading up to it as well. But in the final, I mean, there was 9 saves I think he had. You know, he was brilliant, even though I still think he's a snake and I don't like him. You know, I respect the heck out of him. You know, he had one heck of a final, and you know, he deserves all the respect and praise he's been getting.
Rightfully so. Now, here's the thing we have to talk about also within the final. Do you think that Liverpool could have set up better against his Real team? Because I know, because some of us watched together live, and when we saw that midfield 3 of Henderson, Fabinho, and Thiago, we knew just something just wasn't adding up having those 3 starting together.
See, I questioned Jurgen Klopp's substitutions, bringing off Thiago for Naby Keita. I mean,
but here's the thing: he did that in the 85th minute. Like you needed something different. I mean, you
No, he
sort
subbed them off in like the 60th, 70th.
No, it wasn't 60th. Was it 60th?
It was very early. I think Thiago and Jordan Henderson
like
came up.
70th or something.
Yeah, they came off at the same time.
It
Jordan
was
and,
it was
Thiago.
later in the game.
But I mean, let's be real. When it comes to the better chance and all that, I'd say Liverpool just didn't have that cutting edge they typically have up top.
Do you think it's because usually I think Liverpool thrives off of having Mane and Salah both on the wings with having Firmino in the middle, because Mane and Salah are playing wide. They're able to stretch the pitch so well and be able to create space for themselves and everyone else that when you're forcing a Mane towards the middle, it's sort of like you're losing that width, because someone like Luis Diaz, he doesn't just drift wide and go into space. He's way more direct in his runs.
I mean, I'd argue that not having a more. I don't think Mane's a natural forward like you're saying. I don't think he likes to be the number 9 straight up top. I think
Well, that's what I'm saying.
He
He
likes
likes
to
being
drift.
the left. Yeah,
He likes to come out wide. Honestly, I think the biggest problem is that Liverpool thrives over being the underdog. Thomas Tuchel has said it best multiple times this season. Jurgen Klopp is very good at making Liverpool the underdog, even when they're clearly not.
Yeah.
Going into this final, Real Madrid's running a high, but Liverpool's currently considered one of the top sides in Europe, and they have been for a couple years now, right? So, in many people's eyes, Liverpool were the favorites, right? Even though, listen, Real Madrid are the kings of Europe, the undisputed royalty. When it comes to that game, it's almost like Liverpool expected to win, and Sergio Ramos said it best. Mohamed Salah did a lot of talking before the final, and Camila Cabello had a better performance in the final than Mohamed Salah did.
I think it's a little harsh because, I think it's just Courtois. I'm struggling for words because some of the saves Courtois made were actually insane.
But like what Coach Lou says, it's not unlucky or anything. It's not good enough. If you're taking a shot on target and the keeper's able to save it, it's not a good enough shot.
But do you think that, let's say you throw Salah in the scenario where it was Keylor Navas in the net for Real Madrid, do you think he would have...
That's hard to say. Keylor Navas has many champions.
I know. That's why I'm just saying...
Navas is the most disrespected.
Oh, no, I'm not disrespecting... No, I'm not disrespecting him.
We're vetoing you, Ardi.
I know you are. Don't get me wrong.
out.
I'm just posing this question as a devil's advocate type ordeal, more so than my personal opinion, because I just want to get all perspectives out of the way.
Well, it'd be a totally different situation if Navas was in there. Hypothetically speaking, still, is the Liverpool attackers didn't do enough. They didn't do enough to win the match.
But did you not like the shots that they were taking? They created a lot, and I'd listen. I get what you're saying, and I appreciate the viewpoint of it's not being good enough, because especially when you're coaching, that's the mindset that you got to have. But looking at that strictly from a fan's point of view, they. Listen, Courtois played a ridiculous game. Those shots are... If that's any other keeper on any other day, you could put Neuer there. I think those shots are going in. Those were ridiculous saves, and those were quality pieces that Liverpool were bringing at them.
The one I remember the most, I think it was just on the top of the 18. I think it was Salah, and it looked like it was bending to that top... To the
Courtois'
top left.
right.
Yeah,
right?
Courtois' right.
That was Mane.
Was it Mane?
It was Mane.
Yeah, it was Mane. Mane pulls off that ridiculous shot and just with his fingertips just somehow stops it. I was just that, stuff like that is where you need to be turning up more in a final from both sides.
Someone as big as Courtois is always going to cover his frame very well.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
They needed the kind of goal that's essentially a driven ball across the box for a tap-in.
Sort of like that Benzema goal that was called offsides. That's what they needed.
They needed something like that, something on the counter. It's very Courtois. Listen, Courtois is world class. We don't have to argue that. Arguably top 1, 2, 3 keepers in the world. Depending on whose opinion you're taking. Trying to hit shots even from the top of the box on Thibaut Courtois. The guy's massive.
Yeah, he's
He's
6'5",
absolutely
6'4",
massive.
6'4", yeah.
So to try beat him like that, it's always going to be difficult. I don't think Liverpool, in all reality, created more chances, more dangerous chances, better goal scoring opportunities. But my dad, it's his favorite line: nobody counts your chances, and it's right.
Yeah.
Real Madrid created 2-3 chances, really. They scored one and they put it in the back of the net. That's all it takes to win a final.
So
To score one goal more than the other team.
So the one thing I want to sort of review with you guys is that goal called off. Now, I know at the time when we were arguing about it, my brother was there, someone who considers himself aficionado. Now he works for a professional team. We were all like, okay, all jokes aside, we were all discussing it, and I think a majority of us were in the belief that it was onside.
It was onside. I mean, it came off a deflection off of Fabinho.
It was off of Fabinho's knee. Technically, because the laws of the game state that even though the defender is making the tackle, he's still playing the ball back. So in that case, it was just weird. Because imagine if that goal isn't called, and then Real Madrid don't score another goal. That's a game-changing call.
Yeah.
That affects the whole entire landscape of the game.
Now, they have the best referees, in their opinion, on that final every year. The Champions League final is, aside from the World Cup final, and people can argue the Euros, the biggest final in football.
Mm-hmm.
Now, every year, it's clearly the largest in probably any sport. I'd argue with anyone. The NBA finals and the Super, none of this gets as...
Oh, yeah, you can't... Nope.
Can't say that.
You have to say the big game.
You got to say the big game.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
You're good.
So-
It's a weird rule.
So we
don't talk about that at all, so I completely forgot.
from all the big games, the Champions League is massive, right? They have the best officials, the best VAR, the best VAR assistants. They have the best crew on those games.
Mm-hmm.
So realistically speaking, if they made that call, IFAB changes rules every year for soccer. They change the laws of the game every year. When we coach every weekend, we argue that with all the referees because not one person really knows the rules.
Besmir, do you mind explaining what IFAB is for some of the audience members?
IFAB is the governing body for the laws of the game, based out of Switzerland. There isn't much for them to do, I guess. So every year they're changing the handball rules.
It's the international football arbitration
board or something like that.
Yeah,
but people love them and hate them because I feel like there's a new handball rule, a new handling rule every year, every 2 years. But the officials on that match are the best in the world,
And they still somehow got it wrong.
yeah.
Happens all the time.
I sat there through my U.S. soccer referee certification, and some of these new rules, I'm like, okay, well that makes sense why refs don't know these rules. I'm sitting there and going over these rules. It's hard for most of us to understand them, but I, as a referee, and Ardi, you've been one as well. Mazz, I don't know if you have a history in officiating.
No, sir.
Only color casting. That's it.
But us as former referees, I'm still a referee. The laws of the game are pretty tedious. At the end of the day, Real Madrid did win the match, so I'm not gonna get too upset with the officials that were on the match. They're experts in their field.
Wait, Matt, you go. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say I'm gonna give a hot take here, and most soccer fans are probably gonna hate me for this. I think it's absolutely ridiculous.
Matt, just saying, we call it football here.
My bad.
We're the purists here.
I apologize.
Okay?
Most
the
football
purest
fans,
show.
Most football fans are gonna hate me for this, but I think it's absolutely ridiculous that when the keeper decides to come out, right, that last guy kind of replaces him, and then the offsides thing kind of gets a little mixed.
Well, no. Technically, the keeper is the last man, no matter what.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. The
yeah.
fact that if a defender goes it was on that play where he basically was covering the line, right? The fact that the keeper chose to come out, that's on him. I don't think that should even be considered for the offsides. That defender who chose to go back to that, which obviously should, but that ball should be on sides because he should still be the last guy. Because how is it my fault that the keeper decided to come off his line?
Yeah.
But
there's also the argument that Benzema should have put it away first time,
Oh, for sure.
Well, and here's the funny thing, right? You look at how confusing it was in the biggest football match of the club season in the world, that You should see how great when those kind of rules come up in a local youth soccer game.
Oh my god, that like
And
our Memorial Day
You
tournament,
know,
dude.
you have 3 referees all.
I don't
trying
think you
to
guys
figure
get
out-
paid enough to deal with that situation. Are you kidding me?
and then trying to explain that to the parents
I don't even
and
get
the
paid by
coaches.
Besmir. That's a fun fact.
Yeah, I don't even get paid by Besmir. I just come and volunteer my time.
Yeah, exactly.
And then thanks. Dejan, you're in the same boat. Anyway,
But I'm a certified coach though. I have my license.
yeah, but Dejan.
Give me time, Artie. Give me time.
Dejan's new to it, and Dejan we keep there just because he doesn't veto anything on the show, and he's easy to influence. No, I'm kidding.
Oh man.
But yeah, no, the rule the laws of the game are the laws of the game, I guess. You know,
They don't even know the laws of the game anymore.
No,
No,
they really
and
don't.
IFAB changes them every 2 years, and I feel like, you know, they're not focusing on things they should be focusing on, like VAR, making it more efficient. You know, it's.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. The fact that we're like calling guys offsides by like 0.2 centimeters is getting a little ridiculous.
I
Like if your hands outstretched, I can understand if like a part of the body that's
That,
like
that,
for-
you can score
that
with.
you can score
Yeah,
with.
yeah,
But the fact that like if my hand or arm is offsides, like that's I can't score with it. What does it matter?
Well, it's just so confusing because one year they fixed that and they weren't calling it, and the next year they changed it back to that and they're calling.
Well, so now IFAB's changed the rule. It is you're up to your arm to where your armpit ends.
that. Yeah, so basically like right
So
here.
now
right?
it's just under your like the rotator cuff of your shoulder,
just above your bicep right here. No.
right? Yeah. So now it's ridiculous to the extent that once again it's like not everyone even knows the rules. And Chelsea scores a goal against Real Madrid.
Here we go.
The corner they scored off of wasn't supposed to be a corner. It was supposed to be a goal kick. A goal Chelsea scored was supposed to be a goal kick. They got the corner, scored off the corner. So how do you not have VAR step in and say, hey, that wrong decision by the referee completely impacted the game? How do we not go back for that? You know, it's just one of those things where they're so focused on these silly rules, that they don't look at the ones that are actually impacting the game. You know?
I've been saying for since honestly Artie's known me that in every sport, just like how players and coaches have media obligations, I want refs to have media obligations
That would be
afterwards.
so much fun.
I want all that smoke and all that chaos. They absolutely deserve it. I understand that they're not making as much as the players and coaches, but as you said, like
They still do pretty well.
impact-
No, they do.
They impact games, quite frankly, more than anybody on a consistent
Well, the thing
basis.
is, it's like the referee standard has gone down so bad. It's like, who was it that went from the Premier League to Qatar because it was just tired of the
Mark
fact-
Clatton,
Mark
World Cup
Clat-
final,
Yeah.
Champions League final all in the same year, and then went and became the head official in the Qatar.
Well, he was
Qatar.
yeah, but he was also
I know he got
no,
the bag, though.
he was
Oh
the,
my God,
no,
yeah.
he was the head for the
Family's
Premier League
living
for how
lavish.
long though?
He was he was like the senior official in
Like Clattenburg was like the standard of a referee.
yeah, but he was also good.
Yeah,
I
he was
love
really
Mark
good.
Clattenburg.
He was really really good.
And now he's like on ESPN, and NBC uses him as their expert analyst. Like he made bank.
Yeah,
And
he secured the bag.
And he is somebody who was such a joy to watch when he was officiating. Yeah, listen, he wasn't perfect.
He also probably got full say over there too in Qatar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well-
like, all right, final say. I don't have to deal with anybody.
Oh, basically like the Mbappe contract. Yeah,
Essentially, it just becomes like
Well,
just
yeah,
like
he became the director of officials in
the
Qatar.
dictator of officials.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, guys, just to get back on the topic here with the final.
We'll bring referees back into this later when we talk about Memorial Day weekend. 'cause I have a bone to pick, but anyway.
So here's the thing. So I had a hot take while we were watching the game. Like, don't get me wrong, Real Madrid had a dominant performance, but I had said the hot take that to be like, and I'm gonna say this out loud for the audience because I have to be transparent. I said that you can't have Luka Modric and Toni Kroos starting together anymore.
Oh my lord!
And this is where we are.
And to be honest,
That's where we end this.
I was saying that more in the regard of that Toni Kroos just can't be playing in that midfield anymore if Modric is on. And I would much rather prioritize a Modric than a Kroos.
Mazz, he doesn't listen to us. Please shed some light on him and help him see the light, please.
I mean, listen. Here's the thing.
But
right?
the only
I'd
reason
be
why I've been
lying-
saying this lately is because of Camavinga and how great he's been. That in my head, he can guarantee start over Toni Kroos right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't actually hate the take. I honestly like. I'm
outta
a
here.
Madrid. Listen, I'm a Madrid fan, bro. And if you think that Liverpool didn't outplay them, I gotta disagree. You know, but I do like Cruz is slowing down. Let's be honest, right? I do like starting with Cruz and then bringing on Camavinga because you could still get some productivity out of Cruz. Now, Ardi, would you rather it be the other way of like Cruz get like the later minutes?
No,
I wouldn't want that.
I agree with you that Cruz should be starting off, setting the tempo. Setting the tempo.
Oh, we'll talk about that later. Setting tempo.
Setting the tempo. I don't know what's going on here
I'm
right
sorry.
now.
On Memorial Day, we were at my house, so we just put in an above ground pool. So he came over with his dad. My older brother was there, and we play an Albanian card game. We're sitting there, and each player takes turns. Ardi takes a very long turn every time. So at one point, he turns to us. He goes, "Hey," he goes, "I'm in it to win it. I'm setting the tempo of the game." And we lost it for a moment because you don't set the tempo, just play, Ardi. No. But he'd get it, and you just slow it down. And I'm like, all right, hurry up, Pirlo. You're not setting any tempos here. But so the new running joke is if somebody's taking a long time, you ask them to stop setting the tempo. Ardi sets the tempo quite often. Anyway.
Yeah, that's the story of my life, setting the tempo, guys. Anyway, I do agree that Cruz should be starting off the match because he still has that class about him. It's just, like, in my head, when you're playing against Liverpool are a way more aggressive, way higher of a pressing side. And even though Toni Kroos can handle it easily, my only concern was that just his age just wouldn't be able to handle it anymore.
I mean, listen, if you talk to me like 2 years from now, I don't even know where Kroos is going to be, you know?
Yeah.
So I understand the concerns, but clearly it was good enough to.
Oh, yeah, it was. And they won in
it.
the end. But I thought I just had to point this out to the audience because, you know.
How many Champions Leagues does Kroos have now?
Oh, come on. Okay.
I
What
think
about
that's-
Gareth Bale? What
that's
about Gareth
5.
Bale? Why are you talking, Mr. Bayern Munich, over
Yeah,
here?
but
You go
Kroos-
fine.
Because
Kroos-
who created Cruz?
But Kroos started.
Who created Cruz?
Yeah, and then was stupid enough to let him go.
Yeah,
He wanted
exactly.
to leave. Can't just hold a player against his
Can't
will,
blame
can
him.
you?
I'd want to go play against.
Yeah,
real
look at Harry
competition, too.
Kane. What are you talking about? Look at Harry
man.
Kane. You can hold the player against their will.
You know, come
Well-
on, dude. Nobody wants to stay in the Bundesliga. You kidding me?
would.
Lewandowski doesn't even want to be there, dude. He's trying to go to free.
Well, he won everything they need to.
Yeah, the Bayern Liga, you mean?
The
Bayern Liga, yes, absolutely. You know,
Everybody hates Chelsea.
Have you heard what Toni Kroos said? So Real Madrid offered him a 2-year contract, and he turned it down with the simple fact that he said, I don't know where my body's going to be a year from now.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a burden on Real Madrid with my wages and my aging body, and to have the manager have to make difficult decisions. So
Like,
he turned down the contract.
He's a class player.
I've just never seen like players just like care
class.
so much about a club in my life. Like
Well, here's
that was
the thing.
me, dude.
But no,
Listen.
but to be honest, if you're Toni Kroos and you've won everything he's won a World
No, I
Cup,
understand that.
Champions League,
But I'm taking that bag. I'm still taking.
I'm
You
taking
want to
that-
throw
I'm
that
taking
back?
that
Throw me
bag.
that back. That's on you guys.
I'm pulling a Gareth Bale. 6-year
You guys
contract.
make more money. They probably come on over the years.
Well, they're
they
in
made
debt.
more money. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
Real
they've
is
made
so much
more
debt,
money
bro.
over
Not as
the,
much as Barca though.
since like the beginning of like European like football, right? Especially when it started to get like organized with like Champions League and stuff. They've made more money than anybody over the years.
Well,
Not currently over the years. That's fine. They're paying me my bag.
In Kroos' time at Real Madrid, the 5 Champions Leagues, right? 5? He's
Yeah.
helped win them.
Yep.
Has brought in, what, €1 billion worth of prize money anyway?
So if anything, he's made them back money and then some.
You know
So
what?
then give me my bag.
Kroos' problem is probably he has so much money, he doesn't know what to do with it at this point. So,
Yeah.
like, I wish I had that problem, but I
No,
think
no,
soccer
no,
coach.
no. We would just reinvest it back into NJFC. That's what we would do if we had all
Yeah,
that
I
money.
mean, considering it's a non-profit and all,
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
it makes sense. But yeah, no, I wish I had the problem Toni Kroos had. I don't want to be a financial or physical burden. Don't pay me or give me a contract. And poor Antonio Rudiger is getting booted by Chelsea because they're not offering him more.
Well, that same thing was. Did you guys see Sadio Mane was only making 100,000 a week in comparison to the rest of the squad?
Disrespectful is what that is.
Dude, Oxlade-Chamberlain is making more money than him.
Yeah, but the Ox is English, so the English tax means he's allowed to make as much money as he wants just because he's English. Does he even get called into the England squad anymore?
No.
Lord have mercy.
Well, I think it's the injuries. Like Chamberlain had a point where he was class in the midfield for Liverpool.
I still think he's like a West Ham or something like that. You know, like an Everton, one of those kind of clubs, he'd flourish.
Oh my God! Just
Step back into the starting
just
lineup.
Imagine a midfield of Rice, Susek, and Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Dude, I think Ox was great. And the fact he's so versatile, can play at right back, left back. He can play anywhere you want. But that's...
No,
we need the whole transfer window.
Well, we will.
show,
We will.
too.
As soon as we finish up with the team of the seasons, we will.
Yeah.
They just bring in so many views, dude.
And
I
next
cannot.
week, the Chinese Super League team of the season.
No. Next week is gonna be the last one with the Serie A team of the season. I will preface that for the audience. So here's the thing. So what are our final thoughts about the Champions League final? Just to get them all out there.
Boring, honestly.
I wouldn't say
I was on the edge of my seat the entire time.
I would have loved, an extra time, maybe a penalties, just to raise the match.
No,
Oh, Liverpool's had too many penalties, bro. We want penalties.
I want to give credit to Real Madrid, who beat the champions of France, the champions of Europe,
Yeah, they honestly
the
had
champions
the
of England, and then the Carabao Cup winners.
the Carabao Cup.
The fact that Liverpool was saying they're the best side in history, winning the quadruple. Now, listen, in light of possibly working for them in the future, I'm never gonna close that door, right? But the fact that Liverpool is saying they wanted to be a quadruple, they wanted the quadruple,
Whose man's is this?
I don't know.
the quadruple, all right, and they ended up with the Carabao and FA Cups, winning on penalties against a struggling Chelsea. Like, that is the best present anyone can ask for that's not a Liverpool supporter, especially Everton.
God.
Did you know what Everton supporters did? They started that coach bus company, like a travel company, that transport fans from Merseyside to Paris, and they just never took them. So they missed the final.
And then on top of that, the bus driver was named Richarlison or something like that.
it was Richard Arlison was
Yeah.
the last name.
And then Richarlison
That
goes
is
on to
brilliant.
Twitter a couple hours later and posts himself as a bus
Oh
driver.
hidden photoshopped on a bus driver. I love Everton supporters so much.
Oh yeah, dude.
The fact that the best tweet in the world was, someone please remind the red side of Merseyside that 2nd and 16th place both get the same trophy, was brilliant.
Oh my god. All right, so guys, just to transition to a new topic. We are going to be discussing mine and Mazz's December Premier League predictions. But first, we're just going to play a little show-mo for the audience real quick. So let's listen to this.
Yep. Sir, I can't hear anything, Ardi.
Yep, you can't because I clicked the wrong one on.
And Mazz in the midday.
AKA your auntie's favorite sports talk show.
We talk NFL, we talk MLB, we talk every sport around the globe.
Don't forget about the NBA, because that's our favorite one.
You can catch us on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair, Wednesdays from 12 to 2.
That's 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair.
Now give me 2 claps and a Ric Flair. Woo!
It is the absolute best part.
Ric Flair's my favorite.
Wait, hold on. I have a
By
question.
the way.
Matt, who edited that for you?
Oh, the one and only, the great Ardi Amini.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Ardi.
In case you guys are wondering, I am not just a pretty face on radio. I do have some talents about me.
You
guys want a room?
have a face for radio.
I
my
really do.
friend.
I have a face for radio. I will take it. I'll
Yes,
take that on the
and
chin.
a voice for silent movies. Anyway.
Voice for
Really? No. You cannot tell me my This Is Matchweek is
No,
not
you
clean.
have a real Charlie Chaplin voice.
I'll take Charlie. I will not take Charlie Chaplin.
You decided.
I'll take it, but then I won't.
No.
He had a certain mustache I cannot agree with.
I actually think that would look brilliant on you.
No, it would not.
No, it would not.
No, it would not.
No, it would not.
On Maz,
Don't lie to
maybe.
him.
His mustache
Stop
is thick
it.
enough.
Stop it. Everybody stop it.
Whoa, we're talking about Charlie Chaplin.
yeah,
Silent
Charlie
film.
Chaplin. Yeah.
No.
All right, anyways, boys, our December predictions for the Premier League.
Ardi,
Max.
I'm gonna be honest with you. You're gonna have to remind me, bro. That
So
so long ago.
So I will remind you 100%.
Can't remember what happened last week.
So I sent it to Dejan and Besmir. You guys can pull it up for us if you want.
I have it.
So Maz, if you don't mind, pull up the current Premier League standings.
I got you right now.
We're gonna go from 20th to first place, and we're just gonna see where you and I were thinking.
Can one of you guys keep score here, just so I can?
Don't worry,
have bragging rights?
I actually already made the scoring. I already
Did you? If I get outscored here, I'm not even gonna be upset because I shouldn't have. I should not have beat you.
No, you really
and if I
shouldn't have.
do, you are never gonna hear the end of it, sir.
Well, you know what?
Also,
there's a-
Besmir, I'm gonna need you to check that score because I know Ardi, and you gotta set the pace,
Listen,
tone,
just-
whatever.
Listen,
I set the tempo.
You clearly
Set
don't
the
know him
tempo.
well enough because he wouldn't have done this today if he didn't know he won.
Oh, for sure.
That's the only reason.
No. I do anything for entertainment.
Watch it.
You guys
Watch
know
it
this.
be a.
Don't say that.
Hey, yo, anything for a 20.
Exactly.
But here's the thing. I think Ardi. Is there a possibility that we tied?
There
Not a
might be.
chance.
There might be.
No, you know exactly. I already tried to play it all off right now.
No.
He's
Okay,
giving you
so
false
look,
hope.
So
Yeah, if he gives me false hope, we're gonna have a little
here's the thing.
competition.
So Dan,
here.
if you don't mind, start keeping track of points for us.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say it right now. So Maz and I for 20th, we both predicted Norwich City. each got a point there.
That was a layup.
That was honestly Timu Puki choked it this year. I was really expecting more from him. Rashika, the most disgraced Albanian at this point.
Oh, hey, yo.
Look what he did for Norwich.
You're not wrong. I don't know what he's saying "Ayo" for.
He
went from Werder Bremen to Norwich City.
Hold on. Besmir, give us your take, being the other fellow Albanian here.
Well, first of all, Dan,
Macedonian.
Albanian, calm yourself. Anyway,
Don't disrespect us.
now,
How dare you?
Dan,
North Macedonia, I'm not even sure.
Dan, you have no right to talk about the Albanians. Anyway, so
Good people.
listen, in all fairness to him, how can a forward score when everyone behind you doesn't know how to pass a ball?
Yeah, exactly. Billy Gilmore can't pass a goal.
They didn't even start him like the whole second half of the season. It started when you bench Billy Gilmore. Your season is over.
Him, Max Aarons, and Brandon Williams was not getting minutes in the team. I don't understand it.
Brandon Williams is amazing. I love Brandon Williams.
I cannot wait for him to come
Billy
back.
Gilmore has won Man of the Match, Champions League, FA Cup, Premier League debut, and his debut for the Scotland national team.
And look where it got him.
Right?
He
Yeah.
got on loan to Norwich.
Yeah. So
No, but he might start for Chelsea because
okay, relax.
No, he might.
Conor
He might.
Gallagher's still in the
For their
equation there.
U21.
I know.
Anybody could walk into Chelsea and start, am I right? Hey.
Mazz, be careful. Be careful.
I
be
know,
careful,
I
be
know.
careful.
I'm not going to sell any Chelsea
Okay,
or
okay,
Hungarian
we-
national
guys,
propaganda today.
we have to
but
make sure we're-
Norwich deserve to be relegated. It is not the forwards' fault.
I know. I'm just making a joke.
No, you hurt my feelings.
Hurt my feelings. Okay, now Maz, you and I, we messed up horrendously, but we didn't know that Newcastle was going to get a multi-billion-dollar takeover. Okay?
Disrespectful.
But what do you guys know? Anyway,
Well,
sorry,
no,
that-
okay,
that's
so
it.
Newcastle.
Well, we were speculating it, and I said, what better way to restart the whole rebuild than going down, coming back up?
Well, yeah, because that
And just resetting everything,
That's
you
that's
know?
good logic, though. You go to the championship, set yourselves back up, build up your whole entire program. But instead, they came in and they bought Champions League quality players into their team.
It was a good take because they're wrong, Dejan. Newcastle has John Joe Shelby, right? Is he still there?
Yeah.
John Joe Shelby doesn't
Okay,
get
but
relegated.
And Gucci man.
Oh,
Come on.
they just brought in Bruno Guimaraes and they brought in Matty Target at left back. They were been playing so well.
Listen. John Joe Shelby is it looks like he makes a living getting into bar fights, and then scoring 30-yard screamers. Right? John Joe Shelby doesn't get relegated.
So-
By the way, Bruno for Newcastle, arguably
One of the best
like-
transfer window signings.
like the
I
best
think.
transfer signing.
And then
of the last
and then also
window.
the
Unreal.
what Eddie Howe's been able to do with Joelinton, turning him into the phenomenal box-to-box midfielder, I think was
After being a
none
scrub
of us
forward.
none of us would have expected Eddie Howe to do what he did for Newcastle. Nobody would have expected it.
Yeah, no, I love Eddie Howe. I think it was disrespectful the way Bournemouth released him.
Yeah.
I think at Newcastle, a lot of people were talking about Eddie Howe not being the right man for the job, so on and so forth. He is one of those managers where he's going to be around for the next 2, 3, 4 decades. He's going to be around for a long time. He plays a progressive style of football. He's very modest and humble. He is the perfect person to lead Newcastle into this new era. I think he's going to be successful.
Yep.
I mean, listen, let me just say this before we continue. If you would have told me that Newcastle wasn't going to get relegated, I was like, okay, I can see it. But how far that they went this season,
I know,
ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And don't even sit there and try to tell me that you saw that coming, because I'm calling shenanigans all day.
Yeah, dude. No one expected Eddie Howe. Like everyone thought they were going to be in Everton's position, like just scrape it the final day, not have it secured by the end of the season. So just to move forward, we were close with Watford. We put them 18th. We thought they had a fighting chance, but they got relegated.
I think because they're in the
Well, no.
relegation zone, that should be a point.
He put them 18th.
Yeah, I put them 18th as
Oh,
well.
he did. Never mind.
Yeah.
Oopsie.
Dan's so quick to go
Yeah,
against you.
Dejan
here.
wants to like call me out.
Thank you, Dejan.
We were both wrong on Burnley. We were off by 1, but we were both wrong. But here's the thing: are we taking points for off by 1, or are we just
Yes.
only pure correct?
I think
Only
you should-
pure correct. I
I think this should be the scoring system: 3 for being dead on, 1 point within 1.
Oh, so
Everything
you
else,
try and
forget
make it
about
like win, lose, draw in the Premier League. Okay, I respect
100%.
it. Okay, that's fine. So
damn,
3
So we
points.
both have 3 points right now.
So 3 points for exact, and then we both I think just added 2 points for being off by 1 for Burnley and Watford.
yes, sir.
So
I'm so excited to see where a couple of those Burnley Watford players end up, because
Oh,
there's
yeah.
no way like a Tarkowski or
Ben-Mee.
Weghorst
Whoa.
can end up in the championship. I think Tarkowski is certainly a Premier League quality center back.
yeah,
I think Weghorst can do the job somewhere like a Southampton, Everton, even can a club.
Well, here's the thing:
club
if
going to Premier League
Everton
quality.
loses Dominic Calvert-Lewin, like how it's being predicted, I can see Whitehorse going to one of those clubs.
Can I just tell you guys that I absolutely hate that it's called the Championship? I feel like every other like second league around Europe, it's just like, oh, like Bundesliga 2. Like it makes it sound like it's the second league, as it should. And that one like just almost sounds like almost as important, and I can't stand it.
Well, because the EFL Championship is just as a high quality of play as the Bundesliga.
Okay, that's a little disrespectful right there.
Yeah,
bro.
don't disrespect the
And
championship
I hate
like
the
that.
Bundesliga, dude. Don't get me wrong. It's a one.
Poor Dejan. We're just like
It's a
bagging on him.
one-team league, dude.
Well, there was this one tweet on the social media platform with the Bluebird that I'm allowed to say Twitter.
You can say Twitter.
Okay.
You know.
You said Twitter. Yeah,
Listen, I'm nervous.
No,
now.
the only thing you can't say the big game because the NFL is very strict with their copyrights, and we're still in like a little gray area on whether or not we can say it. So we just refer to it as
It's
the
sort
big
of
game.
it's sort of like the big mouse, you know, that owns everything now.
Yes,
More
gotcha.
worried about that guy.
Gotcha. So
Mortimer, right?
there was this one.
Mortimer.
There was this tweet. It was a whole thread that said why the championship is the most entertaining league in the world.
Oh, it is.
And like I was sitting there, I'm like, you know what? There's a lot of blank housery that goes on in the championship that I'm all about.
Well, 'cause think
anyone
about-
that knows me, I'm all about exciting,
Well,
like ruthless football.
Well, here's the thing. It's the same thing as when people watch college football over the NFL. Like college football is way more entertaining than the
Brexit.
NFL.
It depends. Yeah.
Well, because, like,
you
well,
gotta
the
remember they're not
championship-
playing as tight of defensives in that, so like you can do a lot more offensive trickery. You know,
Well,
and
also
get away with a lot
the
more
thing
different
is
stuff.
that they're fighting for more.
Well-
like when you're a championship team, you're fighting for the Premier
And
League.
the money-
If you're a college football player, you're fighting to make it to the NFL.
Yes.
That's why it's always more entertaining.
Well, and the championship doesn't have Premier League money. Every club in the Premier League has money, and the top couple teams in the championship do. But when you have a newly promoted side into the championship, whatever, and all these guys are just grown men fighting for promotion to the Premier League, like
Yeah.
every game's a battle. Stars pop up out of nowhere, out of the smallest clubs.
Spence.
You
Leicester.
have it's
Jet Spence.
yeah, it's so entertaining, and like actually the first point they made was the fact that Mitrovic was a star in the championship, and like people don't understand what it takes to score 42, 47 goals. 43 goals
43 in
in the
43
season.
games.
he broke
like-
the record. He broke Ivan Toney's record from last season.
Like it's ridiculous, and I will always say the championship itself is a top 10 league in the world, being a second division.
100%.
I love it.
So
Anyway,
now,
sorry about that.
on to the next one. We have Leeds at 16th. We're both off by one again.
Give me my
that's
point.
what?
So that's a point.
Okay, so we both are on 6 now.
So Leeds, like us being off by one is not bad of a prediction, because I didn't. Because when we saw how Bielsa was falling apart, we knew any manager coming in after would have to stabilize that ship severely. Like it was going to be really, really risky. And with Jesse Marsch, I can see Leeds having a very, very successful future having him at the helm, just because he's always been a great manager where he's been besides Leipzig. Granted, Leipzig were put in a horrendous situation with them selling every single top talent they had and just telling Jesse Marsch, "Oh, there's a hole in the ship. Have fun. It's sinking. Let's see what we can do." Like,
Yeah, good luck.
yeah, good luck.
Try to patch it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you just hit an iceberg. Let's see what you can do. So I do see, like why we were sort of like hesitant there. So it makes sense. Next, we were both spot on with Southampton 15th.
So that's another 3 points.
That's
Did you
another
miss
3 points
Everton at
each.
16th?
We did not get we did not get Everton at 16th.
Okay.
We were
no,
com-
I'm saying you just skipped right over Everton. So.
Well, no, because Everton we predicted them at 14th.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that, but like we just went from Leeds straight to Southampton. We didn't even cover Everton.
Well, no, yeah, because we're going by how I have it predicted on here.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. And then we talk about the actual place.
So we both
My
are
bad.
on 9 right now. currently.
Yeah. So, and then now we're going to hit Everton, which we both predicted at 14th.
Oh, we did have Everton up there.
Yeah, we had Everton at 14th. And because we thought that with Rafa Benitez being a proven manager in the Prem, with what he's done with Newcastle and Liverpool, that as soon as those players came back from injury, they would bounce back. Not expecting them to get rid of him, and then to bring in Frank Lampard as a manager, and then Donny van de Beek, Dele Alli, and who else? And then Lucas Digne. No, they got rid of Digne.
Digne.
And who'd they get at left back instead for him? Or did they just not pick up a left back?
I don't I don't think they picked up a left back.
Yeah, so we weren't expecting them
Fabian
not.
Delph.
Yeah, we were not expecting them to not replace Luca Digne. So for them, and then they barely survived. They were 16th this season, no, or were they 17th?
I think they were.
Everton was 16th.
They were 16th, yeah, and then Leeds was 17th. Okay, so both teams survived just barely.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you, Frank Lampard.
Thank you, Frank
All right,
Lampard.
all Frank Lampard masterclass.
To be honest, if Everton had gotten relegated, it'd be such a shame because they're one. I think they're the only team left where as soon as they made it to the Prem, they've never been relegated.
Yeah, I think they're the only side. Correct.
Only side left in England that has not been relegated from the Premier League.
Well, not
since
from the
they made
Premier
it.
League, right?
Yeah,
from
the Premier League.
From the top flight.
Oh yeah, the top flight in general too. Yeah.
From the top flight in the 100+ years. It's ridiculous. I think that's a stat because the Chelsea's never been relegated from the Prem either. But the Prem's only been around since '96.
Yeah.
92? No, 90.
United's never been from the relegated from the Prem, but they've been relegated from first top flight before.
And for Manchester City fans, you guys were in the second division like 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So.
Why are you hating?
We don't like City over here.
Why are you hating?
We're an anti-City podcast. Plain and simple.
I mean, listen, that is just blasphemous. Especially, I hope you guys are ready for next season because they might take everything, man.
We were just talking about
As long as they don't have to face a good team in the Champions League.
yeah.
I don't know, dude. They finally found somebody that could.
With Erling Haaland, yeah.
He could finally somebody can put it in the back of the net. Like, come on.
I know.
Come on.
So you're saying from Everton. So our 13th and 12th, we had flip flop. We were close. So we had Palace at 13th, and then Brentford at 12th. So that's 2 points each right there. Okay. So honestly, like we did not predict Eriksen coming in and lighting up that team. We were talking about Sergio Canos and all these other guys, Ayer, and we thought that they were just going to be solid and drag it out, but we did not expect Eriksen to come back from a heart like problem and just go supernova. And then Palace, kudos to Patrick Vieira because he was able to take a how's the best way to say it? He was able to take a Conor Gallagher who was decent at West Brom the season before and have him just like light up in that team. Well, you don't think Patrick Vieira set up like a diving board for Conor Gallagher to go off?
I did, but why are you talking about Conor Gallagher? Like you don't know I want to jump in with more Chelsea propaganda.
Well, because you guys sell all of your best Chelsea players.
I'll put it this way.
You sold Mark Gahey and Livermento.
Well,
and Tammy Abraham.
I'll never feel bad for Chelsea. Man.
No, they always sell their best players.
We sell them, and then we go like we win the Champions League last year. No big deal.
You're no longer the he kept saying, "Oh yeah, we're still the champions of Europe
no
until the final."
longer
Oh,
the
God.
champions of Europe, and it has
You know,
come back
we're-
to its rightful owner.
We're the only-
kings of Europe.
We're only champions of the world.
Oh yeah, my God,
Oh,
no!
my.
Take it away from us,
Dude, nobody cares about the Club World Cup.
until Real Madrid wins it,
and we still don't care about it.
Nah, stop.
We
He
don't-
wants. He's trying.
Real
Stop.
Madrid-
Well, he's baiting me, and
I
it's
know,
working.
I know.
right now.
Stop.
Real Madrid wears the golden
You
patch on
cannot.
their jersey.
He is so delusional. You will not win.
That's
You
fine.
won't
Doesn't
win.
mean
No,
that.
I'm not a Liverpool supporter. I'm not delusional.
He's insane. There's a difference. All right, so Palace, like, should we give Wolf Zaha the credit this year, or do we think he still should be performing at a higher level?
Higher level.
Higher level. Besmir, do you think Wolf Zaha should be performing at a higher level?
I think he's performing as well as he can at a club like Crystal Palace.
Also,
Sorry, Sam.
How about Crystal Palace picking up Edouard and Olise, and Olise
Edward is so much fun to watch.
Oh my
play.
God, man!
So much fun.
How did he not end up at honestly a top 6 club? How did he not end up at Arsenal? That's what I want to know. Like I'm not gonna lie.
how do
Like, to be honest, they bought him from Celtic. Like,
yeah.
Nobody wants to go to Arsenal.
You're saying that, but watch, everyone wants to go to Arsenal now.
I mean,
But-
they're
Yeah, because I want to play Europe League.
Well, no. So then also you have Olise from the Championship. No one thought he was going to do as well as he did this season. Like he's such a fun talent to watch.
Yeah, Crystal Palace is always bringing in these players that make you go, wow, why didn't X pick them up? Why didn't Y pick them
exactly.
up? You know? I mean, Zaha was that player for a while. Like, wow, somebody picked him up.
He left United and
Yeah.
still.
You
Annoying.
guys sell good talent too, as much
So-
as Chelsea do.
Yeah, of course we do.
Except that we win stuff when we saw our talent.
So just so you guys know, Mazz just got a point over me right now because
So
for
it's-
11th I got it wrong. I had no he got it wrong actually. So never mind. I have the point. So he.
Can I get a check?
No,
on
no.
that?
So Mazz, you can look at it real quick if you want.
on that.
Mazz, you had look at your list. You had Brighton at 11, and I didn't have Brighton at 11. You go look through.
Yeah, I'm just going through this real quick. Just wanted to make sure.
No, I'm being fair.
Heartbreaking.
Heartbreaking.
I don't blame you either.
So, Brighton at 11 for Mazz, and then I had Wolves at 11th. So I was off by a point, so I get a point there.
Okay, hold on. You're confusing me.
I get a point. Just me.
Okay.
Only Ardi ever gets a point.
so just-
Only already gets.
That's the rule.
That's the rule.
That's the new rule.
I'm gonna lose by 1 point.
So, Brighton have had a wonder season to their standards. Graham Potter, I think him, Eddie Howe, Klopp, and Guardiola are in the conversation for manager of the
Here we
season.
go. Thomas Tuchel in there.
Manager of the season, you're saying those four are not in the conversation.
How does Thomas Tuchel not get a... How?
Here we go.
Let's wait. No. Time
Hold
out.
on, hold on,
Time out.
hold on.
Go ahead.
I just want everybody to know right now. I know you can't see this, but the shame and disappointment in Artie's face right now is just the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Let's go back to this rant. Hit us with the Tuchel.
Okay, serious question now.
Yes, hit me seriously.
Liverpool, Chelsea loses 2 domestic cup finals on penalties to Liverpool, the greatest side in Europe. Scrubs. They barely beat us on penalties twice. It took Kepa missing a penalty.
Barely beat us, but they still beat you.
The only
On penalties.
reason, the
Penalties
only
don't even count as a
reason-
loss on records, by the way.
Besmir, the only reason why I don't think Tuchel's in the conversation for this season is just because how poorly the team dovetailed towards the end. Yes or no?
They were being sanctioned by the government, and they still managed to take top
As they
3
should have
comfortably.
been.
Like,
Yeah, but-
everything was against Chelsea. Their backs were up against the wall. They had no idea
But
what was happening in the
Tuchel-
future,
but
and they finished
Tuchel-
third.
One at a time,
But
please.
Tuchel did not have a better season than an Eddie Howe or a Graham Potter. I'm sorry. They had a better managerial season. You put Tuchel in a Brighton or a Newcastle, and you see what he does. I mean,
You're joking,
I'm
right?
being 110% serious right now.
You do know who Thomas Tuchel is, right?
I do
Plus,
know who
remember,
he is.
In 6 months, he won the Champions League with Chelsea
Yeah,
as they were spiraling out
with
of
the
control.
foundation that Frank Lampard set
Oh
up.
Lord! Listen, he won the Champions League with Timo Werner up top. Timo can't score Werner, and
Yeah.
he won the Champions League against Manchester City, beating the kings of Europe in the round before.
We're talking about the world's greatest
Mazz.
choke artist right now in Manchester
Who?
City.
Oh yeah, but that's not. We beat Real Madrid last season. We won the Super Cup this year. We won the Club World Cup. We went to 2 domestic cup finals, 3rd place. Lost to a very, very great Real Madrid side in the Champions League, which, according to Real Madrid and Luka Modric, arguably one of the best midfielders to ever play the game, if you were to ask me, Chelsea was the toughest side we've ever played, and we dominate them at the Santiago Bernabeu.
I know Chelsea was unfortunate to not win the game that day.
Okay, so and then Thomas Tuchel
As Coach Lou says, you're not unlucky. You're just not good enough.
Oh,
No,
and
yeah,
we have
listen.
come full circle
Yeah,
here
but I-
at Matchweek. Yeah, baby.
But Thomas Tuchel is Jurgen Klopp, Pep Guardiola doesn't win the Champions League. He's a failure.
Pep
This year.
Guardiola
we're
is
also-
a failure here at 90.3 WMSC, Upper
Yes.
Montclair, the voice of Montclair State, and you are listening to Matchweek.
At the top of the hour, yes,
You
sir.
really just took that from me, didn't you?
Yeah,
I had to.
Este es Matchweek.
I'm hurt right now.
You should be hurt because I knew I was coming in with it. You know what it is already? I'm just so heartbreaking that I don't have the intro that you have, so I had to steal something here.
Well, here's the, if you're gonna
The
say that
two
this
claps
is
in the
Match
woo?
Week, you have to say this is Match Week.
Hit me with it.
Yes,
I did.
and let's not lose our.
Train of thought.
No. Let's not lose any bonus points or brownie points we got with the audience by not putting Thomas Tuchel as a manager of the season. Like Jurgen Klopp,
Dejan, what do you think?
Liverpool tied us twice in the regular season too. Remember, early in the season, we were down to 10 men from early in the match. Liverpool struggled to pull a draw against us.
Yeah, but Liverpool were the only team this season to be breathing down Manchester City neck for the Premier League title.
Let me ask a question here, fellas. Honest opinion: is Tuchel the manager of the season?
He's not.
Is he, in your opinion, the manager of the season?
It depends
Then
on just Premier League.
Yeah, just
On
Premier League.
just
We're
Premier
talking
League,
about.
is he the manager of the
you
season?
give it to Guardiola just because he won the Premier League.
But who do you give it to?
In my opinion, you
you
give
ha-
it to Eddie Howe.
In the Premier League, manager of the season has to be given to Guardiola.
No,
But
it,
who
it
are
has to be
you-
given to Eddie Howe. If we're talking
Who
about
are you
managers.
giving it to?
Who I think did the best.
Who do you think should have won it? Like, regardless of winning.
Well,
the Prem.
regardless, it has to go to Pep because he held off Liverpool, so it has to go to Pep.
So you think
Now,
it goes
it has,
to Pep?
it has to go to
Yeah,
Eddie
And
Howe.
you think it goes to Eddie Howe? So
Eddie Howe was
basically
able to
what we've been
take-
doing is arguing about nothing because nobody has Tuchel at number one. Thank you very much.
he doesn't have
On to
Tuchel
the
in the
next
top
one.
3 or 4.
He doesn't need to be. Who cares? He doesn't need the recognition. He didn't win number one. You weren't good enough. On to the next one. Just like your coach says.
Well, sort of. Well,
Yes.
sort of like what Besmir just said with the Everton
United
fans.
fans are jealous
second,
of Chelsea.
Outclass.
No, I'm not jealous. No, because like Besmir just said about the Everton fans. If you're second or 16th, it doesn't matter. You're winning the same thing. Anyways.
That is fair. So what are we arguing about here? On to the next topic.
And if you're United, you win nothing.
So exactly, we're used to winning nothing now. Anyways, so now on to 10th place. 10th place.
I love how
Mazz
Besmir
gets a
just had to get
point.
that shot in there.
Mazz gets a point for 10th place because he was closer with Villa, and I was off.
You guys both had Villa at 10.
Yeah, but he has Wolves closer than I do.
I thought it was within one.
Yeah, but like yours was at like 9th and
You know-
mine was like 11th. So by scoring, it's more fair for you.
Hit me with
because
it.
you were closer.
Hit me with it.
Well, he's only giving you the point now because he didn't take a point somewhere else. Matt.
No, I'm just being fair. No, I am fair. You guys cannot say I'm not fair. I'm fair.
It helps you this
Listen,
one time. It helps him 5
Listen,
times.
I'm
down the
just
road.
saying.
Sort of like when you play Han. Yeah, he allows you to think you catch him cheating once, but he's actually been cheating the whole time.
If you can't catch, it's not my fault.
Exactly. Anyways, so Mazz has a point because he was close with Wolves' prediction at placing them higher. Wolves at 10th. Do you think that was fair, Mazz? Because you are the go-to Wolves fan here.
Yeah, I am also a Wolves fan just because they've been picking up all the young Portuguese talent.
Portuguese FC. I forgot that's
I
the
gotta
name.
love it. I did not expect them to really be much further. I think I had them at 9th. But yeah, they're exactly where they should be, and I'm a little afraid that they're going down because I hear that Neves is out.
Well, they've been saying that for three seasons now. Neves out.
Yeah, but I
don't know
think
who Neves
Bruno,
is.
Bruno Nesh.
Nish.
Nesh.
You're Portuguese? Can you say correctly?
Nah,
Oh,
dude.
man,
Listen. There's a whole backstory. My Portuguese is no bueno, man.
No bueno. As he says in Spanish.
Yeah, I speak better Spanish than I do Portuguese, dude. That's the backstory.
So
It's a lot better than the
So
Rangers.
here's the thing. I think we talked about that the fact that the front line just wasn't firing. Like they were clearly creative enough, but we were discussing how Hwang Hee-chan was just slightly getting some goals, and Raul Jimenez just hasn't been himself ever since the head injury.
I mean, listen, the dude cracked his skull. What do you
Yeah.
expect?
He basically pulled a Petr Cech, but except as a forward.
Yeah, Raul Jimenez will never be the same
Except
as he
Petr
once were.
Cech came back to be world class, so don't
Yeah.
put Petr Cech in
Well,
anyone's
I'm just saying
category.
similar injuries. Similar
no,
injuries.
I've
listen.
never seen somebody so defensive. I love it.
Exactly.
Oh no, just today.
How did you become a Chelsea fan?
My dad was a Chelsea fan from back in the 90s.
I'm sure he's a nice man. I'm sorry to hear that.
No, he.
These roots run so deep right now.
Well, we win stuff.
It's such an awful club. I can't stand. Chelsea
who do
walks
you
around
support
like
in
they're
England?
Real Madrid, and I can't stand it,
Guys,
dude.
can we just stay on topic, please? I'm
Yes.
not letting Besmir get any more Chelsea talk until we get to Chelsea in this
How
table.
about the Hungarian national team?
We're not talking about
right.
Hungary now.
All right, hit me with it.
So, 9th place, you had Wolves, but I had Brighton. So you take another point, and I take 3 points
Yeah,
because I was 100% on. And then,
and there's that point that Besmir was
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about.
yeah, and then.
That's just the first point.
Well, no, but no,
Wait,
but that's only a 1 point difference. You got two there. That's fair.
You're good.
No,
And then,
it's a 3 point.
well, no, I'm saying within this
Oh.
past two positions, it was
Yeah,
it was a.
He's
1
up.
point
He's up by 1 point on me right now. I think
No,
maybe
two.
two. Yeah, 2 points.
Okay, and then
Yeah. You know how he is.
stop. And then so for 8th place, Mazz gets a point, and then I get 3 because I was spot on with Leicester. Well, no, because I was spot on.
No, that's fine. That's
No,
fine.
I was spot on.
That's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
no, that works.
This lead is just slowly pulling away from me.
Yeah,
right
Well,
now.
because Mazz, the thing that was unfortunate for you is that you were. Well, I'm gonna say it right now. I'm gonna give Mazz credit where credit is due. From top 6, he got it 100% right.
That's what I do.
Well, yeah, because you're delusional.
I am delusional.
You had United at 4. That's what we're
I
just
did.
laughing about.
That's what I
We'll
did.
talk about that later.
So anyway, at 8th place I had Leicester, and then at 8th place Mazz had West Ham. So Mazz gets a point. I get 3 points. Mazz was really close. Now Leicester season, did we expect better from them this season?
It's Leicester, no.
Well, I think we had a discussion on the show where I'm of the belief that I don't think Brendan Rodgers is good enough to take him to the next level.
I don't think Leicester as a club is good enough. I think we had this discussion
We did
too. I
have
don't
this
think Leicester is good enough to get to challenge. I don't think West Ham is either. In all honesty,
Unless
they're going to sit out of the top 4 consistently.
Yeah, but at least they're making it. At least they're making it top 7 though.
Finish that sentence. Unless what?
Oh, unless they get bought out by, some crazy 400 billion,
State,
dollar organization.
Okay.
Then, like your Newcastle. Newcastle now is going to be a superpower.
No, they're not. I'm going to hot take Newcastle. It's not as easy to throw money around now as it was a decade or 2 decades ago with City and Chelsea were bought.
I don't think Newcastle's going to throw the money around, like as in buying a whole bunch of players. I think it's more so they're going to fix the infrastructure and then buy 1 or 2 stars every transfer window.
They'll be
Dude,
top
I think
half
they're
the
gonna be
table.
buying like an aging star. I see them getting a cruise, bro.
Well, no, dude. Supposedly they're going for a Paqueta. So they're gonna bring back a Bruno Guimaraes and a Paqueta partnership from Lyon.
Dude, that Brazilian dance is amazing.
Oh, that's who you're.
I was like, what is going on right here?
Because Dan, I can only see your head, so I see you bobbing. I'm like, what is he bobbing?
And I can only see him out of the corner of my eye from if I'm looking at you. So I was like, what is he doing?
Dan, just like you can interject at any time. You are a part of the show.
No, I know. I'm just sitting here listening. I just want to make sure I got the points
Oh
correct.
yeah, he's locked in on the points right
Yeah.
now.
Locked in on the point.
All right, so
I
then
want to make sure my tempo is good.
so we
Ardi wins. Those are the points.
That's essentially Ardi wins because
well no because
Match
you're,
week.
no because your first to 6 might pull you back. So that's why I want to make sure we have the points right.
Let's see what
Yeah,
happens.
So for seventh, I got right with West Ham, but Mazz got a point. So that's 3-1 again.
You ever watch Big Daddy with Adam Sandler and they play the card game?
Yep.
I win.
I win.
Match week is I win.
I win.
So West Ham are massive, as we spoke about. They almost made it to the Europa League final. Do you think that they finished lower in the Premier League table because they were focused more on the Europa League, or was it because they just weren't able to fight on both fronts?
They don't have the
Squad depth.
exactly to compete in both competitions or even in the Prem consistently. And that's what a lot of these clubs, like a Leicester, like a West Ham, like any of these clubs, don't have that depth.
Do you think West Ham struggled because they have a Mikel Antonio, who's, by the way, a phenomenal player, but he's always been a right back / like right wing? Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah.
But listen, I just don't think they have the resources and the manpower to win. The Premier League is a very long war.
Well, that's the point.
They
I'm trying
can
to
win
make.
small battles,
So what
but-
if, like, let's say so for example, Burnley goes down, Wout Weghorst. Do you think you could see a West Ham buying him because they need a forward, because they don't have a guaranteed?
They should have never got rid of Hilaire.
Yeah, but like he was never gonna work at a West Ham because we saw how he played at Frankfurt with Rebic and Jovic. He's just that person who creates and he's able to play off of somebody else. He had no one to play off of until as soon as he leaves, a Jared Bowen comes in. So he was just
Who
very
just
unfortunate.
had his first international call up.
Yes, finally.
Brilliant for the
deserves
lads.
it.
Yeah.
Deserves it.
Deserves
Class.
100%.
Now next, I think this is where I start losing points. So as we said, Mazz, I get one. Mazz gets 3 because Mazz got first to 6 correct. So Mazz had Arsenal at. Oh wait, let me read it again. Sorry. Yeah, Mazz had United at 6th.
As I should have.
We're just we've been.
delusional, as we can tell?
we're
I'm a
just-
giant Ronaldo fan, but like, come on, dude. You know the squad. You've been into it how many times? We don't even need to get
Yeah,
into
we
it.
really don't need to
But
discuss
listen, better things hopefully are coming with the
on the
new
horizon
manager,
with
you know.
Eric Ten Hag.
We'll see if
So,
Ronaldo decides to stick
Besmir
around.
and Dejan, I need you guys to just, like, no jokes, like, be honest. What do you think of United with Ten Hag coming in?
I'll let
Well,
the chess
with Ralph Ragnick leaving officially,
Yeah, he's no longer going to be a consultant for the club.
like he was supposed to stay on, which I think would have been I think that was huge for them if they could have kept him.
Because he got called to manage the Austrian national team.
and he was going to do both at the same time at one point, and now
Yeah.
he's just decided.
Until you realize it's not FIFA career mode where you can do both at the same time.
Well,
Yeah, you can.
Well, for in his position, I think he could have been able to. I think the backroom politics at United is the reason he left.
The board, yeah, the board.
You know, the board is the reason he left. I want Ten Hag to succeed. I want United is massive. I want to see them. I want to see them competing top 4 for a title. They deserve that. That's the club they are. They are, they play the theater of dreams. They're glory Man United, right? They're all this. I'm not sure how Ten Hag fares at United. I still don't feel like United is the kind of club where Ten Hag can come in and build a whole system and playing style. I think they're more suited for an Ancelotti type manager who can come in, they can bring in big players. I don't think they are a club that is going to be a specific playing style or whatever. A big players.
They need to get out of his way.
Here's the thing.
I don't think that happens with their board.
With bringing in Ten Hag, I think they're trying to go back to sort of a Sir Alex type ordeal of like a long-term manager.
Is Woodward still there?
No, Woodward's not sporting director anymore.
Who is?
They just brought in these two new guys. I know it's
Are they Dutch?
No.
No, Ten Hag hates them. No.
Well,
I think the United board is so power hungry, and they want to make every decision.
No, they're not power hungry. They're money hungry. Is the difference.
Okay, even better. Like Ten Hag.
Same thing though, because they affect the decisions.
Yeah.
You know, like remember Ajax's team, Ten Hag's team at Ajax anyway, was very good, but they weren't playing any major matches in the Eredivisie. Right? They looked really good that 1 year, 2 years maybe in Europe. But after that, you know, they struggled to compete consistently. Yeah, United has the money. They're not willing to spend all that money anymore. I just don't... I think Ten Hag's a brilliant manager. I think he has a very successful future ahead of him. I think the odds are against him at United. Just because I think United's so set in their ways. And I still think the ghost of Sir Alex Ferguson haunts every manager that comes in. I will always defend the fact that Spurs and United both messed up by letting Mourinho go.
Oh yeah, Dejan and I had a conversation about this in the car when we were talking about Pogba leaving. Pogba's best years at United was when Jose Mourinho was at the club.
And Mourinho is the only manager that can manage a personality like that. Pogba is confrontational,
and it helps.
Mourinho doesn't care.
It sort of helps having someone in the locker room like a Zlatan for Mourinho, who's I know you don't like him.
Yeah, but even Zlatan, the only person that's really ever been able to manage Zlatan is Mourinho.
Yeah.
You know, there's a certain level of
respect for Mourinho.
Of respect, but also fearlessness from Mourinho. You know, and that's why I love his arrogance, where his attitude comes in is, great, if you don't like it, I can win without you. I don't need you. I don't care how big of a star you are.
So, guys, I want to make sure we have time for our Ligue 1 team of the season, so let's try to sort of wrap this up a little bit more, just so we have time. So, United, trash, we know. Come on. Fifth, Mazz gets 3 points. I get 1 because he had Arsenal at fifth.
I mean, dude, they're doing some big things over at
I mean,
Arsenal.
granted, they did choke fourth. They should have had fourth.
How great was that?
That was great, honestly. Like,
but moving forward, they're not in like a worse position. They just
re-signed Nketiah, surprisingly. I thought they were going to let him go.
Why would you let somebody go that's the only guy scoring your goals for most of the games?
Because I think Arsenal wants to... I think this is the summer where they're going to want to splurge, where they want to go for some players.
But you have to convince the players that, you know...
Well, you can. I think people are convinced about Arsenal.
Oh, I'm not.
I'm definitely not either.
I have hope.
Why do you think Vlahovic didn't want to go to Arsenal?
Yeah, but why do you think Vlahovic didn't want to go anywhere? Juventus had more money to offer him. Come on.
Yeah, but if Arsenal...
Also, Vlahovic wants to play in the Champions League. You're not going to get there. You know you're going to get the Champions League at Juventus.
Okay, yeah, but
they're never going to drop to Europa League standards.
Players value the Premier League highly as well.
Yeah,
they value the Premier League more than they value any other league.
Diego Carlos left, right?
Diego Carlos left Sevilla for Aston Villa. Boubacar Kamara.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah, but who's also a better manager in terms also?
Huh?
Who's also a better manager? You have Steven Gerrard at Aston Villa
right now, technically, if we're talking about who's the better manager, we have Arteta in fifth and Gerrard. Where did we say Villa was again?
They're at 13th, 14th.
No, they were. I think they were 11th or 9th.
Are they?
Yeah.
My argument is simple.
11th,
La Liga has become a place where a lot of stars don't want to go because it's just Real Madrid, Barcelona. Listen, Atletico Madrid doesn't get the support or the what's the right word or the hype they deserve. Like they're as big as Barcelona is right now. Yeah, Barcelona's fallen off.
I would absolutely agree with that.
You know,
absolutely.
Atleti doesn't get. Simeone's been there for 10 years.
Yeah,
they have consistency in the way in their performances. They're always a threat on the European stage. Like Simeone and Atleti don't get the hype they deserve, the credit they deserve, the praise they massively deserve.
Yeah.
You know, and La Liga has suffered. That's why players would rather play for an Aston Villa than be a top 4 or 5 team at Sevilla. You know, it's just the truth of the matter. Just like Bundesliga has become a wasteland. You know, the Bayern Liga, you don't play for even Dortmund. How much have they fallen off? You know,
They can't keep every time they overturn their best players and they just build up the next big talent and then sell
I
them
mean,
right
that's
off
the thing.
again.
They just sold Holland. Now they're bringing Adeyemi.
Dortmund, Leipzig, all these clubs are forever in the shadow of Bayern.
Well, Leipzig sold nearly every single one of their players to Bayern besides Konate.
Yeah, well,
And their
exactly.
coach.
Konate and Werner.
But
Their coach.
but that
Yeah,
happens
their coach.
everywhere, right? Now, Serie A has become much more competitive because they've stepped away from Juve being the kings of Italy.
Yeah.
And now Inter's in there, Milan's in there,
And Milan just
Roma,
won the Scudetto
Lazio,
finally.
Napoli. All these
So happy.
clubs are competitive again in Italy.
So, anyways, moving on.
I'll just
Fifth.
keep it nice, short, and blunt. The only way you're gonna grab a big player for Arsenal is if you consistently get Champions League every season, like they used to. You're not gonna get them if you're
Yeah,
Champions League one
if,
season.
If you're guaranteed top 5.
Yeah, if you're guaranteed a top 4 finish every single season,
Dude, I'm telling you,
you're gonna get more stars.
Mark my words. Anyone can clip me out. You can make fun of me after this. I guarantee you, Arsenal's bringing in someone big this summer. Guarantee it.
I'm actually on the train with that. I mean, the big things are happening over there. I mean, they were managed with the squad that they have now, which isn't like awful, but like the fact that they were even almost top 4
And think about it. Imagine having
Almost just
someone.
doesn't cut it.
No, but dude,
for sure, but they're still top 5.
Yeah, but like also having a Martin Odegaard, who was able to resurrect some other players around him, lift them up, is going to be a big attraction as well. Having exciting talent.
I've made this argument a lot. Arsenal is a team that competes for top 4. Big players want to go play at clubs that are competing for titles. Arsenal, on a good year, will finish top 4 and get to a FA Cup final.
Yes, I agree with you.
A good season for
100%.
Arsenal is now winning the Europa League or qualifying for the Champions League. They're in worse of a situation than United. I have more hope for Manchester United to get back to where they were than Arsenal. I mean,
Well,
Arsenal
United-
hasn't been massive since early 2000s.
United are in the Arsenal position right now because now they have more to focus on the club. Because Arsenal really benefited this year from just having the Premier League to focus on and fix up. It's been a big recalibration year for them.
Yeah, and they still blew 4th place.
Yeah.
I see
speaking of
Arsenal
fourth
as
place-
Dortmund. I see Arsenal as Dortmund selling.
Speaking of 4th place, because we have to talk about it. Maz, kudos to you.
Thank you, sir.
Called it for all of us. Maz gets 3 points. I get 0.
Mazz is a great man.
Maz is.
I just want to say you have now overtaken him.
Oh, let's go.
by a point.
And
I think you are in the month.
So now Maz won now.
So I just
Yes.
won.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, Maz won by 1 point.
I do this.
Because my bias. My bias really...
Yeah.
I told you.
If you weren't delusional, you
I
probably
told you if
I
you
know.
go back to that episode.
I know.
I said I want to see United win. My guy's
watched,
there. You know what I mean?
I watched 2 hours of it, reviewing it last night. I know what you told
he
me.
cried himself to sleep.
I
last
did.
night.
I cried myself to sleep last night.
That top 6 really
There's
came
no
in
point
handy.
in
so-
counting points anymore since he already
Maz
by
won.
1
Yeah,
point.
Maz won.
Wait, so Chelsea helped you win, Maz, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
yeah, they did. And you know what it was, dude? I was just I was believing in Tuchel, so it's just like a manager of the season for me, just for beating Ardi. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that.
You can take Pep back. You can take
Anyways.
Klopp back for blowing everything.
Anyways, now moving on, guys, to our big topic of the day. Liga and team of the season.
This should be fun.
So, guys, what do we think about Liga?
What are we thinking about Ligue? I can't stand it.
I can't.
It is one of the worst leagues I've ever seen. You want to talk
Well, I
about?
mean,
we
you want to talk about a Bayern Liga, right?
You want to talk about a Bayern? We talk about the Bundesliga. Dude, the Bundesliga is so much more competitive than
Well,
the French league. It's not even
but
funny.
this year it was last year and this year has been.
Yes, I
where
agree.
it's
This
most-
year was fun. This
last
you
year
had-
and this
yeah.
year, because last year PSG didn't even win it. It was Lille who won it last year.
Bringing Messi to PSG made League One more competitive.
Okay, so look, so you're saying so
No
we're
way.
so we sort of have to do this in a more of a rush standard. So for the Liga and TOTS, should we just go over EA's team of the season, or should we just go over our shortlist
So
first?
it's been renamed, by the way. It's now the League M. It was part of Mbappe's contract. They've renamed League
Oh,
One.
that's a good one.
Oh no! It's just Mbappe Un. That's it.
Yeah,
Mbappe
Un.
Un.
Yes, the one and only.
The one and only.
Sponsored by Mbappe Eats.
Mbappe.
If we look at the EA Sports, the FIFA Team of the Season,
It's 100% pack fueled. I don't think it's actually
What
realistic.
silver are you talking about in the center back?
Silva. No, not Silva.
You have Saliba and Silva.
Oh, I meant to put Marquinhos. Oh.
Thank you very much. See,
There you go.
At least we know who a world-class center back is when we see him.
No, because dude,
Silva's got real estate
dude,
there.
dude, I was doing this so late last night. To be
Well,
honest,
can we be honest? Messi's in the team this season. He was horrible in League One this
well,
year.
I mean, look,
11
listen,
goals this year.
Messi, no, he didn't have 11 goals.
11.
6.
He had 6
Well,
goals.
no,
with
11
assists.
goals in total
No.
in League One and Cup play.
Yeah. So here's the thing: if we're talking about just Ligue 1, I know we can't. Messi's had a season below standards, but he had 20 goal contributions. He had 14 assists. 14 assists and 6 goals.
I don't even want to hear it anymore,
But
dude.
to be honest,
Sucks.
I'm gonna say this flat out from the get go: Messi is not making our team of the season.
Yeah, listen, as he shouldn't. As he shouldn't.
He's not in our team of the season.
He shouldn't be.
So just to go from our usual format, we are going to start with goalkeeper.
What formation are we doing first off?
We're doing a
Forgot that too.
4-3-3.
Okay, Thiago
Oh,
Silva.
Lafont gets the start.
Lafont, you say-
Only one
dude.
reason for me. Listen, hear me out. I have a very valid reason for this. Dejan packed him in Ultimate Team for me the other day.
Oh my God.
So,
Oh my.
listen, how many world class? I think Donnarumma, by the way, has been a huge letdown. So he can't be in our team.
No,
this
he's
season.
not. He's not. He's not on the short list. Look at the short
For
list.
me, it's between two. It's between Lafont and Lopez. That's it.
Dude, but like Benitez has the most clean sheets this year, though. He's been insane for Nice.
I
He
think
plays for Nice, right?
Yeah, he's been insane for Nice, dude.
I think First of all, let's all be realistic here. I think Ligue 1 is the league from all the team of seasons we're doing is one we probably follow the least.
Yes.
When I hear goalkeepers in Ligue 1, Lopez has been consistent
Exactly.
for
Oh,
a
yeah.
long time.
Yeah.
My vote goes Lopez in all seriousness for the simple fact that I always know he's going to be a rock at the back, right?
Well, I mean,
So-
Keylor Navas. Do you think he deserves a shout?
He
Least
deserves a
goals
shout.
conceded.
He's the best bench goalkeeper I've ever seen.
Well,
in my
he's
life.
no.
Yes, I agree.
He started most League 1
Dude,
games.
I'm telling you guys right now, that is the most disrespected keeper in
Oh, yeah, he is.
all
In
history.
of soccer.
In history.
Dude,
Yeah.
like that guy should be starting
Yeah.
week in and week out. And you know what? For that, he's my goalie. He's making my list.
By the way, our friend Granit Ramadani, who was on the How to Fix Barcelona podcast, says if Messi isn't in the Liga and team of the season, you should quit this podcast. Yes.
Oh,
Granted, by the way, you can just tune off. Then we care
you
less
just
if
tune
you're
off, 'cause
listening.
it's
Grani,
not
if you
even
could
care
sit
less.
here and you could tell me that a guy, probably one of the arguably the best players on this planet, can only score a total of 14 goals in one season in a farmers league that's run by PSG completely, then you're out of your mind, man. I don't know.
6 goals, 14 assists in the league.
By the way, that really,
We're talking about Messi too.
Great.
You know.
Dejan's very upset right now.
Yeah.
Like the one thing that really set him, like that's with me and Tuchel earlier. You just really
Why,
set
you,
Dejan
Dan,
off.
why are you yelling at a war refugee, bro? Why do you get you upset, man?
Leave Granite alone.
Am I
man.
not?
Come on, Dejan. Don't
No,
be
no,
so
this is, listen.
I was
He's
living up
so
to my
passionate.
heritage.
He's been all episode. You let that man be, and you let your heart out right now. I'm standing behind you, buddy.
No, it's
We support you, Dejan.
it's a joke for a certain reason. We'll explain it. after. So Dejan, who are you voting for? For
Lopez and go Lopez.
Lopez. What are you thinking, Mazz?
I really want to give it to Navas, but like,
Tough turkeys.
you know what, dude? I mean, when you have the most clean sheets, though, like that's saying something. You know, I mean, it could. I think he's gonna vote Benitez, and there goes the veto power. I think I gotta go with
there it
Benitez, bro.
I'm going for Newble because Dejan and I had an argument about Newble or Neuer the other day. I think so. My vote deserves.
Monaco
to go
finished
Newble.
second this season, right?
Huh? Monaco finished second.
Just want to make sure.
So it will be going to Lopez. So I'm gonna type that in now for us. Goalkeeper is Lopez.
Wow, I didn't think that was gonna happen.
We dodged the ball.
There was no way I thought that was gonna happen.
So we're gonna go left back, center backs, and then right back. So left back we have Mendes, Emerson, Delane, Amavi. I think it's between Mendes and Emerson, to be honest.
No.
I'm selling it now. Emerson for me, my man.
No, for me it's Mendes and Delane.
Yeah, for me it's Mendes, and I'm just sticking with it.
Mendes, Emerson, and I think it's Mendes too. So Mendes stays in the team of the season. Next for
Nunes?
center backs. So we have Marquinhos, Dante, Kimpembe, Saliba, Todibo, Denier, Botman, and Medina.
Okay, Marquinhos is definitely getting there.
Yeah, Marquinhos is guaranteed. I'm actually gonna fix this in the
My
spreadsheet.
two is Marquinhos and Saliba.
Mine as well. I was thinking the same thing.
Saliba left Arsenal. Congratulations, as you see, it's crazy when you leave Arsenal. You actually do a lot better.
But he never. Yeah,
As I stated.
but he never played a minute for Arsenal. He was bought and then sent back out on loan. That's all he's been. He's been on loan in the Ligue 1.
Yeah, because he sees the quality in practice and he was like, no, I don't want to do this.
No, it's because
I'm requesting a loan.
Arsenal bought him at 17 and wanted him to develop. They knew he wouldn't develop in the Premier League.
And then on top of that, he played in the Premier League and now is in our starting team in the season.
Weren't you just like talking very highly of Arsenal the other day when we were having a conversation with Besmir?
Yeah, he was, but at the same time, Arsenal kept David Luiz for how long after he left Chelsea? So how much? What's the quality
Okay,
center?
granted, I need you to stop listening. The fact you're saying that Messi was not trying, just stop talking, please.
Okay.
That's what he said.
Yes, he was not trying.
Dude, somebody's hurt right now, and
He
that's
really
all right,
is.
buddy.
That's
You can
Ardi.
stay
He's
hurt.
triggered Ardi too. Ardi's all upset.
He can say,
I'm flustered.
Listen,
I'm
Messi
flustered.
wasn't trying. The fans were chirping at me. I'm not used to that in my home stadium. Get out of here, bro. You're a professional. You're supposed to be one of the greatest of all time. That's how you respond. You're soft, and that's why you're not making this first team.
Well,
Yeah, match week is law. All right,
Well,
we are the most important opinion here.
Somebody hurt Mazz's feelings too, I guess.
Dude,
You know what? Now I support you.
Okay, guys. So just so we don't divulge, center backs we're going Marquinhos guaranteed, and who's the other one?
Saliba.
We're picking? Saliba. Saliba. Clear. Now right back, I think this is going to be a bit of a tough one because you have
Nope, not for me.
Gilbert, Hakimi, Klaus, Atal, and Traore, and I think it's between Klaus and Traore.
I give it to my man Santa Claus.
Santa Claus. Oh, it's Klaus.
Yeah. I give it to Klaus 100%.
Besmir?
110%.
Klaus for me as
Yeah.
well.
I got no grievances. I'll let him have this one. I'm gonna be. I think we're gonna be fighting down the line, but yeah, I'll give him.
Okay, so you're letting him have this one. Got
Hakimi's
it,
a good
got it.
player, as you know, you could probably tell with the Moroccan national team and PSG. But Klaus is any team's right back's dream to have.
Yeah, but
So-
do we see Klaus leaving this summer? Because he was supposed to leave the past 2 summers.
Possibly. I don't know where per se. I don't know what team that's there. You know what? Oh, I don't know. I was gonna say Arsenal, but then I thought Tomiyasu, who could play the center back or right
what
back.
about a City?
City have Kyle Walker and Jean Cancelo. What is
Yeah,
it?
Kyle Walker plays as a center back in the back three, and you have Cancelo play left back, and you have Klaus at right.
Yeah, but Guardiola
You
just lost in the Champions League, so he's going to try to revolutionize football again.
Oh my God, that's true. Oh, you know what? Manchester United will take him. We need a right back. Poor Wan-Bissaka.
Nah, you have Diogo Dallo.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to take a Klaus over Dallo, bro. Come on.
You need a lot more than just a right back.
Yeah, I know we do. So who we're picking for right back? So we're guaranteed on Klaus, right, boys?
Yeah, Klaus.
Now for the midfielders, I feel like this is a tough one. So I
Not for
think
me.
so. I'm gonna say this right now. Ndombele is just an honorable mention. He will not make the lineup at all. Just halfway through the season, he joined, has been phenomenal. Same conversation as we had with Lo Celso.
This will be the hardest midfield
So
for me.
Paqueta,
Dang, dude.
Tushimeni, Aouar, Verratti, Fofana, Kakare, Savanier, Payet, Kamara, Guendouzi.
I have my top 3.
So we're gonna go right to left. Besmir, who are your three
Well,
midfielders?
Are we going to consider... What kind of midfield three are we playing?
we're
Two
playing
center mids and a cam.
So,
Oh,
I'm gonna need you to get in front of a mic, my man. We can't hear you.
Yeah, Besmir, you do this all the time.
yeah, it's hard because Chumani and Paqueta for me. The question is that third midfield role. I mean, it's hard to not give it to someone like a Verratti because he's just so
But
good.
to be honest, Fofana,
no.
Yeah.
no, dude, you cannot disrespect Fofana.
I know,
this season.
and
Oh, wait,
Guendouzi had
I
a really
know
good
that.
season too.
Boubacar
and,
Kamara.
You know, it's hard. I mean, listen, I'm going Chumani, Paqueta, and just because I think Verratti would be the perfect player in there to help
Balance it.
balance and kind of set the tempo.
Yeah.
But we're off of performance, right? Not what they're capable of doing, right?
Yeah, I
Remember,
don't.
he's a
I
coach.
don't think he had a. I don't think Verratti had a bad. Yeah, I mean.
Well,
that's-
no, Verratti.
I don't think he had a
So
bad season.
actually,
I don't think Verratti had a bad season
So I'll
either.
say this right now. I won't say who's the first yet because we have to talk about him in the forwards. But Verratti was second for most chances created in the Ligue.
yeah,
He had 98. I'll tell you who's first when we talk about forwards. But he had
I'm
98.
gonna go Verratti and as my Verratti, Chumani behind Paqueta.
For me, I'm going Paqueta, Fofana, and you guys are highly disrespecting Guendouzi.
Yeah, but
Guendouzi had himself in-
Tushimani's been better, dude.
Once again, I'm gonna roll back the tape. Once you leave Arsenal, you are a better player.
I love this.
Yeah,
guy.
but Guendouzi was just a cancer in the dressing room. People are still complaining about the dressing room at Marseille, bro.
Guendouzi, Marseille are what? Third? I'm pretty sure, right?
They were third. Monaco was second.
Third. Yeah. So they're third. So Guendouzi had himself an amazing season.
Okay,
Amazing.
so Tushimani was better. You cannot tell me Tushimani was not better.
I mean,
I'm not arguing. In
I'm not
here.
gonna argue
I think
that.
Tremeni was better, but
I'm not saying Guendouzi.
So just restate your three.
for me, Paqueta, Tchouaméni, and Fofana.
Okay, Mazz.
I actually kind of agree right with them. That was my 3. 4. You know, I've been debating Verratti since like, you know, the hours of preparation that you gave me.
I'm not gonna
Before
lie.
coming here.
I messaged Mazz at midnight because that's when Jonathan canceled on us. So I do apologize.
You know, so-
but I sent them all the material. I was fair.
Yeah, no. For me, I actually have the exact same one of Paqueta, Tchouaméni,
The only reason I didn't vote
Fofana.
for-
and I really wanted
You really
to put
upset
Verratti
Ardi.
in there.
No,
I
you're not.
wanted to put Verratti in there, but it's just like, dude, like the team that they're playing with, and it's just so much. I was like, I'm
He
giving.
got
someone else
limit, he's not in the
Verratti.
World Cup. That's why he didn't get my vote.
So I think it should be Tchouaméni, Fofana, and Paqueta.
Okay, so that's
So that's
us 3.
we're all
So
agree here.
3 Fofana,
Yes.
2 Tchouaméni, and
3
4
Paqueta. 4
Paqueta.
Yeah.
So that means by veto power, Tchouaméni and Fofana in the midfield. Thank you very much. I really just upset all of you.
this is an outrage.
This is an outrage.
I should have just chose someone else just so I didn't give him the veto power.
Can Messi play in the midfield?
No.
No.
All right, so now on to our forwards.
Like yes.
Granit's like, please make it. Please make it.
It's like you can play anywhere on the pitch. That's what he's about to text.
Stick
you.
him on left wing back.
He's like, dude, are you seeing me? Do you remember his 96 goal season when he played at center forward?
Dude, let it go already.
All right, so for forwards, we're going to start with the left wing. Left wing is Neymar, Terrier, Simon, and Bamba. Oh, that's Granite texting
Yep,
me.
here we go.
There he is.
What's he got to say now?
I'm ignoring him. I'm not even going to lie.
Please don't flip the table or anything.
Do you think this table can move, bro?
Fair
Jonathan
enough.
is on his way over here, so he could beat us all up.
No, he's too busy on a Zoom call for Dignitas, bro. Come on. Anyways, I'm not gonna lie. I think Terrier deserves a starting left wing spot over Neymar.
No.
Terrier has been clear over Neymar this season, man.
In your opinion,
Mazz,
In my opinion, is law.
Yeah, I think I'm rocking with Neymar, bro.
Rocco and Neymar.
Neymar.
All right, I'll take this one on the chin. Neymar left wing. That's
You
fine.
could veto us. It is.
No.
your podcast.
No. The veto only works when it's a tie. The only time I can veto.
Yeah, but you're allowed to change that rule.
No, I'm not changing that rule because
Oh,
we are a
okay.
fair show.
I mean, I've got to be honest though. I'm pretty sure like Neymar had the exact same amount of goal contributions as Messi in more games than Messi played. So like, I'm just being extra disrespectful today, and that's okay. I'm sticking by it.
All right,
But
so
Neymar wasn't injured for his sister's birthday this year, was he?
no, he wasn't.
Yeah, so that's impressive.
That is impressive.
He played a full season.
Listen. I'd give Messi a nod
Like-
here, but I just saw him get in the way a lot of the times of, especially when like guys were shoot in the middle of taking a shot and him just like crossing right in front of him. Just for that, like no.
It's the fact that Messi is letting a 23-year-old Mbappe outshine
But
him
dude,
right now.
nah, you can't say that. It's letting Mbappe is just clear. He's
When
so
you're the best player in the
good.
world, you should not let anybody.
But he's not
outshine
the
you.
best player in the world. He's
Messi?
not.
Arguably
Arguably.
arguably the best player in history.
One of the
Arguably.
most talented players in history.
Yeah, I'll give you top 4 player of all time.
No, so,
Yeah.
according to Mazz, with Messi,
Yep.
can I change Saliba to Messi at center back? He's very good at getting in the way of shots.
So I think striker I know for you guys it's like Mbappe clear.
Oh, please. If you even
Are
try
you
to argue
even gonna
this-
sit here and try and
Who are you
No,
gonna say,
no,
Laborde?
No, because I think
Delors?
Mbappe deserves it. I just want to give the rest of these players the shout out they deserve for having such a good season, to be honest. So Ben Yedder, I
Rat.
think was
That's it.
He's phenomenal. He was phenomenal for Monaco.
Rat. That's
Yeah.
it. One
Ben
word,
Yedder
rat.
was phenomenal. Musa Dembele, I'm
hurt
expecting a transfer for him.
FIFA hurt me.
I'm
Rat.
by the way, this kid spends thousands on FIFA. Just to let you know.
What, you want to see what I think?
Yes, you want to.
we'll get into that.
So, anyways, Musa Dembele, I think, has had a phenomenal season. I think he will get bought this summer. Someone will buy him. I don't know who. Whoever needs a striker will buy him. I can see Arsenal going in for him.
Who?
Musa Dembele.
Musa Dembele, okay.
Yeah, the striker for Lyon. I think he can get bought. Delors had a really good season.
Fun fact: Delors' name spelled backward is trolled.
Okay, that's...
It is.
Man. That's basically what Grant has been all day, a troll for us. So and then there's Toko Akambi.
Toko Ekambi.
He has
Toko
real estate in your
Ekambi.
head. You mentioned him just now. We haven't spoken
Why are
about it for
we?
like 3
Why are we
I know.
even discussing this right now?
Yeah.
Well, no,
Like,
I just said I think it's Mbappe guaranteed. I just wanted to give him the shout out, the see some of these other strikers.
Yeah, you were rushing us earlier for whatever time and whatever, and now you're discussing any other option but Mbappe.
But no, but dude, I just want, dude. If we are doing,
He
a
loves his
Ligue
underrated
1
strikers. He doesn't like the overhyped people that tells Messi to go take out the
we
trash.
are doing a Ligue 1 team of the season, it's because for every other team of the season we've done this. We've been fair with the shout outs for all the other players we've had discussions of. So it's just doing our due diligence and giving all the players a fair share of amount of time.
Why?
Unless his name is Thomas Tuchel, then we don't give him a fair share.
Oh my! Let it go already.
Ardi, can I ask you why is Sengi's under here on the short list? I haven't heard anything or I haven't seen any type of his performance.
I'm not gonna lie, he's Turkish. So
Oh my god.
Have you ever had kebabs?
Nice coffee.
our
so-
Turks
so-
are our friends, bro. Come on,
Fellas, we're I'm not like losing my mind here. We're all.
Oh yeah, we're all in
within
agreement. It's
Mbappe.
Mbappe. It's
Neymar
Mbappe.
and
Well, I don't know. Ben Yedder had a good season for
Well, I'm
Monaco.
just saying.
Who knows? Bourgeois do.
I wanted to do my due diligence and just at least give these players some honorable mentions. That's it.
Well, in all fairness, Mbappe could play out wide.
No,
So-
but here's where I'm gonna stand my ground. So for right wing,
Oh Lord, it's gonna be crazy.
right wing we have
Messi.
who's not making it.
Sorry, go ahead.
Martins, Beauregard, and Under, and I think Beauregard should be a guaranteed starter for our right wing.
No.
He had 122 chances created this season, more than Verratti. He has 22 goal involvements this season, and he's been crucial for the team he's played for in Ligue
So
1.
he's created all those chances and only has 22 goal involvements.
Because he's playing for a
And what
lower
place is this?
team.
What
The team Fofana plays for. I'm blanking on the position.
Lens?
Lens.
There's the ending argument there.
Well,
We
listen,
can't
can I
say
be
any
honest?
argument there.
Listen, as a coach, if I'm managing any team in the world, and I have to choose between him or, as much as we don't like Messi, or we say he's had a bad season, if those are your options,
I'm with you.
Messi at 45 years old still gets to start over these guys.
Yeah, I'm still taking Messi over a lot of
You
these
know,
guys.
yeah, like we can spew all the Messi hate, but like the amount of respect we have for this guy.
So- did he have a better
hold on.
season?
So just a question. So
That's
just-
the question that we
just
need to answer.
Just to tell
if
everybody.
Messi had that many goal or chances created, Messi scored 75 goals this year.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Just did
So Lens finished 7th, which is one of their highest finishes within the past 5 years. So they sort of had like a Brighton type season. But Beauregard, I think that has to have a spot in our right wing.
On the bench, yeah.
No, he has to have a spot in the starting lineup. On the bench. Who starts over him at right wing?
Messi.
Martins.
No, Messi does not start over him.
Martins.
Why?
Because
Talk to any coach in the world.
Beauregard has
Talk to
been
Granit.
better. Beauregard has been better than
But
Messi.
no, but in all seriousness, you have Lionel Messi in your squad, your manager, all right? You start him over
But
Messi.
we're talking about who's had the best seasons, team of the season.
Yeah,
how many-
that's the difference, though, dude. You're looking at this purely from like a tactical standpoint. If you had all these players to choose from, we just need to answer the question of who had the better season.
Beauregard had a
currently.
better season.
Martins.
Martins didn't have a better season.
The Portuguese Martins?
Yeah,
Yes.
he didn't have a better season than Beauregard.
Well, yeah, because Ardi's decided on.
You know what? You guys vote. You guys vote. I want to hear you guys vote. Everyone
Well, my
talk.
thing is this: if right now I looked at this last season, right? If we're looking at just stats, sure, give it to him. But go watch these games. You put Messi on the field, a moment of brilliance is going to come. Beauregard,
But it didn't come this season.
huh?
A moment of brilliance did not come this
Have-
season for Messi.
Not once. Have you watched every game PSG's played? It's hard to say. There's a lot of
Got him.
because of the statistics. There's always hatred towards some of these players. Listen, Eden Hazard was in that position at Chelsea. His stats weren't good enough, but he was the best player in the Prem. Messi, if they're 99.99999% of managers in this world, if they looked at this last season, would still pick Messi in their lineup. Listen, how many Brighton players did we have in our EPL team of the season? How many?
None.
Well, that's like with all due respect, you know. Listen, do I think giving Messi a 97 team of the season card for EA Sports makes a lot of sense?
No.
No, but he's Lionel Messi.
Yeah,
gonna
but
get one
he was
regardless.
not. Yeah, but he was not the best in his position this season in the Ligue 1. That's the point you're
I think
missing.
you also have to think about the caliber of, like, first off, what kind of league it is, one, and two, the players that are also like surrounding them. You know, so I feel like creating that many chances with the team that what's his name, Beauregard's like playing on. I see the argument here.
But on the contrary, right, Mazz, is when you're on a team like that,
Yep.
you have to create all the chances because there's no one else to create it. When you have Mbappe, Neymar on your team, you don't have to do any work.
but Lens, it wasn't just Beauregard creating chances. It was him, Terrier, Laborde, Fofana. Like, it was a built-out team.
Is PSG better with Messi in their lineup?
No. In fact, they
Okay, is Beauregard's team better with him? Yes. I think that's
But
that's the tiebreaker there.
But my question is that if I need somebody to win a match, it's Messi. It's not gonna be Beauregard. Beauregard had 22 goal involvements from 120 some chances created.
22 chances created. Yeah, but
122.
Verratti had 98 chances created. How many goals and assists did he have?
Huh? I don't know.
Ardi,
I'm not arguing the
I look
statistics.
at it-
I'm talking about players. Like watching Messi play this season. Yeah, he didn't look
good.
connected to PSG. He didn't.
So
yeah, but
why?
we're
so-
also talking about team of the season. You
know,
just proved the point. This
But
season,
listen. But at times he looked absolutely brilliant.
yeah, but those times that he looked brilliant were not like
They
he
weren't-
looked.
They weren't
he
as
looked
common.
average.
They weren't as common.
He looked
Correct.
average this season. For the first time, he looked.
They weren't as common. I agree. But Messi, average Messi, is still a top 10 player in the world. Like,
But did he do enough in the season? You're going strictly off of reputation when we're talking about
Well,
who
this
did it for the
season-
league of the
Wait,
season.
but
this season, Messi's best league own performances are far and away better than almost anyone else's in the league. He's
yeah, but
he's
you're
just that
but
good.
then you're also making this point when you made the point earlier that you haven't watched most of the Ligue games either.
I don't think any of us really have.
it's also the fact that Messi just got into Ligue 1. Oh, on the other hand, Beauregard has been there for God knows how many times, so he understands how the system is.
But this is his second year in the top flight. He's been in the bottom flight.
But he's always been in the French league. He's
He's been in France, but not in Ligue 1. He's
Yes.
been in Ligue 2 and under.
Now,
Messi went from carrying Barcelona
heard
on
the
his
French
bare-
accent?
Yeah.
Well, I say to say it. I don't know. I won't be
I
disrespectful.
respect it. No, I
Messi
respect
went from
it.
carrying Barcelona to just having all this weight lifted off his shoulders at PSG.
So then he should have had more freedom, and it should have been a lot easier for him.
But it's
Yeah, but you're also adapting to a whole new system as you know.
That's
you
fair,
go from
but we're
comparing.
talking about who did what this season, and I gotta agree with Artie here. But he did more, working with less. And I hear what you guys are saying, but you guys are giving cop outs here. We're talking about who had the better performance of the season.
Who was better this season? If we have to look at statistics, granted,
We're not granted.
Granted, PSG won the league,
Yes,
so he might have that slight towards.
but how
him.
many games did PSG win without Messi this season?
See, you know what the funny thing is though, Bezzo, is the fact that you and me are gonna vote Messi right now, right?
No,
They're
but
gonna
this,
vote
no, you know what?
Beauregard.
You know what?
And the veto power is gonna come back into play.
No, because we are not doing no veto power. We all have to make a decision on this. There's gonna be no agree disagree. We have to make a decision on this. I'm not letting this go down to veto
A
power.
part of me wants to go swap out Neymar for Messi, to be honest with you. But no, I can't say that Messi beats out Beauregard here.
Like,
I just can't. Because
let's look at his stats real quick. I'm gonna look up his stats.
hit us with it. And we are here at Matchweek. This is Matchweek. Sorry, guys, we can't have any dead air.
Este
Yes,
es
Matchweek.
Well, so right now I'm looking at the player statistics for Ligue 1 on WhoScored.com.
Yeah,
let's
Benjamin
see.
Beauregard. He had 12 assists,
So he was
11 goals, 12 assists, and he's had 122 chances created.
so 11 goals, 12 assists. Right now we are considering that to be a very good season, right? Messi had a bad season in the league with 6 goals, 14 assists, playing 2,153 minutes, right? Benjamin Beauregard played 1,100 more minutes, right, and had 3 more goal involvements.
Yeah, but he was also playing all over the field. Messi was just only playing right wing. Beauregard has had to play left wing, center mid, and right mid. He's had to play out of
Regardless,
position.
you get to, if you're a player like that, it's fine. Messi's
And you
played,
know he's played 100% of these positions.
Yeah, I know.
Messi's played cam, right wing, left wing, forward his whole career. He's never complained about that being a reason he scores or assists this many goals. In 2/3 of the playing time Messi has had over Beauregard, right? We're using stats here. He's had 20 goal involvements, where Beauregard has had 23. And Messi's played in 2/3 less. 2/3.
Yeah, but then this is sort of
playing
go
time.
back to the argument we had when we were talking about Reece James being injured over Kyle Walker. Like, granted, Beauregard, like Messi wasn't injured for it.
No.
But because Messi was playing less time, does that mean we have to hold that to account?
No, but what I'm saying is Messi has been as good as Beauregard statistically in 2/3 of the time. Like, that is.
I can't believe we're comparing Messi to Beauregard right now. Man.
But we're talking about team of the season. We'd be doing the same thing if we're comparing
but you hear what I'm saying? Messi has had 2/3 the playing time Beauregard has had with 3 less goal involvements.
But he's also playing for PSG.
What?
He's also playing with
Exactly.
PSG.
He
It's the
doesn't
best
have
attack.
he doesn't have to create chances there.
But what do you mean? It's so much easier to create chances
but-
when you
but-
have a Neymar, a Verratti, and or a Mbappe.
but he doesn't
all
have
running
to.
down.
He
But
doesn't
what do you
have
mean he
to.
doesn't have to?
The whole
What's he
play-
gonna do? He's not the star of that team anymore. That team funnels through Mbappe. So yeah,
There you
that's
go.
his spot in the
Exactly.
team.
But no,
is to
but,
create
but
chances.
exactly at Barcelona, Lionel Messi statistics look great because everything went through Messi. Everything. At PSG, everything doesn't go through Messi. It doesn't. So Mbappe's stats look phenomenal because everything goes through him. Right? We just said everything. Beauregard is the best chance creator at Lens. Everything goes through him. We just said they've played him in 3 different attacking positions because putting him in those positions helps his team win. Messi is not the focal point of the PSG attack. That is Mbappe. Just like when Ronaldo was at Real Madrid, his statistics looked amazing because everything went through Ronaldo.
Yeah, but you're making it seem like Beauregard was the only one creating chances at Rennes. It wasn't just Beauregard. It was Traore. It was Laborde. It was Terrier.
Neymar and Mbappe were creating chances too.
Yeah.
You know, like.
But we're talking about someone who did it on a lesser team with lesser player power.
But everything goes exactly on a smaller team. The good players have even more influence in the match, right? Mbappe had.
Dude, it's so much harder for them to play that.
Mbappe had less minutes played than Beauregard this season.
So you're gonna tell me right
and
now?
he had 45 goal involvements.
So you're but
less time, and he had double the goal.
But you're gonna
involvements than
tell me
Beauregard.
it's a lot. It's easier. You're gonna tell me right now that it's easier to have more goal involvements when you have less talent around you.
No,
if anything, Messi should have had 10 more assists.
No, in a league like Ligue 1,
Yeah.
right? Because the Premier League is a different story.
Yes.
I can argue. But what I can also argue is the fact that Beauregard in Ligue 1, his stats are going to look better because he always has the ball. The ball is always getting played to him. He is the main
yeah,
creator
but
on that
I just
team.
showed you that he wasn't the only creator, though.
No, but he is the main creator is what I'm saying, right? I mean, you're the one that mentioned statistics.
But it's so much easier to get those. It's so much easier to make those plays when you have world class players, like I just said, running down the pitch with you. It opens up so much
Listen,
for
but
you.
I understand. But once again, Messi played 2/3 of the time Beauregard did and had 3 less goal involvements. Mbappe played 200 minutes less and had 45 goal involvements. He had twice as many.
Remove the name Messi. Say it's unknown player.
Okay,
on PSG.
average ratings in in Ligue 1 this season. Mbappe with an 8.04 rating, average rating. Messi number 2 in the league.
I don't want to hear those ratings for the sole fact of it's
bias.
It's literally
Mbappe,
a
Messi,
one team
Neymar,
league.
Beauregard. I will give it to Beauregard. He's 4th on this list, but he's also played more minutes than the 3
But
ahead
that's
of
got to
him.
account for something because the best ability is availability, and Messi barely played. And I get what you're saying is that yeah, he did just as much with playing less time, but like, where was he the entire team? It's not like PSG was like.
Yep.
Lens does not do anything without Beauregard this season, where PSG literally is one without Messi.
By the way,
you swap out Di Maria for a Messi. The PSG's having the exact
Listen,
same season.
but
they're
that's
having.
hypothetical. That's
by
hypothetical.
the way, Beauregard plays for Rennes, not
Yeah.
Lens.
That's
Rennes.
what I meant.
I
My
was
bad.
saying
That was,
Rennes,
no,
huh?
I said Lens.
Oh, did you?
That
Oh,
was my
sorry.
bad. Yeah,
But
that was my bad.
every stat we're saying has Messi over Beauregard. There's not a single stat you can give that is in favor of Beauregard. There isn't.
I'm saying that he's more important to his team.
By the
He
way,
is because his team
Thank you.
is
So
as
that's
good.
why he gets the nod.
Well, no, that doesn't mean that means because when you have a very good player on a smaller team, they look better naturally because the talent around them makes them look better.
Wait, so hold on a sec.
if-
So this is sort of the same as sort of when the PFA picked Player of the Year. Kevin De Bruyne got Player of the Year, but Mo Salah had a better season than him for PFA.
Says who?
Well, no, the PFA had voted for De Bruyne.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yes, but also Salah was statistically better.
I'm only using
He
statistics
had
because
his
that's what
team
you
as
were
bad.
using.
Yes, I know. But
Statistically, you were speaking statistically, so I pulled up the stats, and it gives Messi the edge. It gives Neymar the edge. It gives Mbappe the edge.
Well, Mbappe guaranteed
But
the
that's
edge.
the thing right there, dude. When you have,
But Messi.
who would you say are the top players in League One? Go ahead and name them.
Those three are the top three in Ligue 1.
Who's the top three?
Mbappe, Neymar, Messi.
Thank you. That's why I'm giving the other one the nod.
Why?
Because he's playing with the two other best players in the entire league.
But it makes them look better than they are when they are in one of these teams. Like Wilfried Zaha looks phenomenal at Palace because the rest of the talent around him is eh. You take him out of there.
If you take Messi out of that team, they still win the league. They still win the league. You take Beauregard out of Rennes.
They struggle.
They struggle so much.
We just spoke about how good the rest of the players around him are. Right? How many of them were in the argument for team of the season at Rennes?
At Rennes?
Terrier and Beauregard.
Terrier
Terrier
Laborde.
is 6th on this list of best performing players in Ligue 1 this year. Just behind Dimitri
Terrier
Payet.
was one of the top goal scorers.
As to 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, but once
Thank you.
again, Terrier is in here,
I'd put Terrier over Beauregard.
right? But and listen, that's
And
not
I
a
said if you
horrible
want
take.
to, I said to you, if you want to swap out Neymar with Messi, I'm not opposed to that.
But you can't. Neymar had even less time than Messi this year, right? And you have to understand they're doing more in less time, but that's because PSG has other commitments they need to put to rest players for Champions League.
Yeah,
where
but,
Rennes doesn't.
you were just talking about how Neymar just takes like pointless
But
excuses
he
to
didn't
be
this year.
injured.
He didn't this year.
But hold on. We're not talking about a world team here. We're talking about the League One
Yes.
team.
And Messi and Neymar both in less minutes, and Mbappe, all three of them in less time did better than Beauregard. Now, I think with Messi being the player he is, and statistically, if I have to put a team right now he's in, it is disrespectful to Lionel Messi to pick someone like Beauregard, who is
You're going off a legacy again, bro.
No, the stats say it this year. The
but
stats
you just said
show
it's
Messi's better.
disrespectful. Somebody like Messi. If you just do A and B and put up the same
but the stats
stats,
say Messi has more man of the match performances than Beauregard. He has
that
5.
still don't
Beauregard
mean-
had 4.
That still doesn't mean nothing to me
But
when you're
regardless,
playing with a PSG,
But
bro.
I wasn't going with the stats, and then we started to bring stats up. But
Well, yeah, well,
statistically,
yes.
Messi wins.
Well, no, he does not win every. The only stat that you said he's been more dominant in is just assists and man of the matches. Those are the only 2 stats.
Which
that
are
you said.
easier to be dominant in when you're playing with PSG.
Gaming, we were talking about assists. We were talking about goal involvements. He has 20 compared to Beauregard's 23 in 2/3 of the playing time.
Yeah, but
2/3 of the playing
he
time,
plays
he
with
has more man of the
PSG.
matches.
But the thing is that even though we're talking about Messi here, there's an expectation for him to be doing more out of PSG.
Well, so my question is
It
this:
should have been easier,
Is
bro.
it easier or harder for Beauregard to win man of the match performances at Rennes
It's harder.
than for Messi to win at
Absolutely,
PSG?
absolutely.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Beauregard is clearly far and away the best player on his team. Messi has
He's not the
has
best
to-
player on
has
his
to fight.
team.
Who is?
There's Terrier and Laborde. We're just talking about how it's been a front three.
And the two of them haven't even gotten recognition. He's not the best player on his team.
I was the one who recognized him. I said Terrier is an option for left wing. I talked about Laborde for a striker. You guys made fun of me of trying to give options for, dude.
No, I understand, but we also didn't even consider them for our starting lineup realistically.
Yeah,
Well,
but that's
because
on
we
you
were
guys.
talking
That's
about
on us
Mbappe,
then for
that's
that.
why.
Yeah.
So we have to wrap this up. I think right wing, we're leaving
Okay,
as a
so-
question mark. The audience can decide.
We are arguing
I
with
just
both of
saw
the
a
players
fan
could either
vote
make
that
the starting
Beauregard
lineup
got
or the
it.
bench.
Listen, I have nothing against Beauregard being on the bench.
You know what?
I have nothing
You know
to-
what? Just to concede, just so we get this done.
Oh no, Beauregard can go on.
Messi can start at right wing. Beauregard is guaranteed a bench spot. You're not telling me otherwise.
But I don't know. I can't have to
I'm just
joke.
glad we had a whole
I just wanted
25 minute
I think it should
discussion.
be swapped the other way, but like, hey,
Listen,
this is your show.
I'm willing to concede Messi to the bench for the simple fact that he's Lionel Messi. Yeah, he had a good season, should have been better. I'm not going to argue that.
I just think
But
it's
Beauregard
easier.
is 28 years old.
Yeah,
Like,
I just think that it's easier to be involved in a PSG, and of course, it's easier to get more man of the matches when you're a creator like Messi
see what
and
he
you
did?
have
You see what he
Mbappe.
did? I have
playing
Granite
with you.
keep texting me Messi nonstop now. You see what he did?
See, I've had enough of
caused
all of you. My vote goes for Toko Ekambi.
You know what? I also vote for Toka Kambi, and that's who's going into it.
All
And
right,
you've heard it here.
let's get our bench done real quick. So for bench, who are we thinking? Because for
first spot, Messi.
I so
agree.
Messi the starting lineup. No, Messi the starting lineup. I think our bench should be Ben Yedder, Payet, Fofana, and Terrier. I think that's fair. No,
For me, so no goalkeepers, correct?
no goalkeeper. Yeah,
Okay,
we always
so-
do 4.
yeah, I mean, I'm fine with that. You said Payet?
Yeah, Payet. I think Payet deserves a shot.
Yeah,
For
that's
me,
fine.
Kimpembe, Ben Yedder, Delore, and Kamara.
That's fair. Mazz?
Oh, I just gave my heart out on debating that Messi one. You guys could have the bench because I'm already lost this.
He's like, I'm done. I'm tapped out. You guys
I'm
argued
tapped out.
me too much. I have another show to do.
I
You
got
guys
another
should take
show.
it.
You guys can have the bench here.
It's gonna be between you and Dejan, Besmir. Who do you guys decide?
No, I agree with yours.
agree with mine?
Especially the fact that Dimitri Payet at 35 years old is doing what he's still doing.
At Marseille. Yeah.
You know, like that's all.
He
due
sucks.
respect.
He left West Ham. He sucks. He sucks.
Well, yeah, it's easy to
That's
play
what I
Ligue
say,
1.
man.
So just to just to have the final lineup out there for us, we decided it was Lopez, Mendes, Marquinhos, Saliba, Klaus, Tuchemeni, Fofana, Paqueta, Neymar, Mbappe,
Beauregard.
Messi, and then the bench is Beauregard, Payet, Fofana, Terrier.
Every training session I have today, I'm going to bring that debate up, and half the kids will be like, "Who's Beauregard?"
Yeah, exactly. Because
Exactly. That's the bias in the dude. That is the history bias right there. We are comparing. Listen, I'm with you. We are comparing one of the greatest of all time to Beauregard, but we're strictly talking about in season, and it's a lot harder to be involved with Rennes than it is at PSG because they're just a monster
Terrier
of a club.
over Beauregard. That's it. This season, Terrier scored more goals than Beauregard. That's it.
Beauregard
That's
is such a
topic.
great right winger. He played 3 different positions this year.
he had to fill. He was basically Bernardo Silva this season.
Listen, I'm just going to throw that out there.
And just remember, fellas.
No. You have a show right after this. You're not taking this from me. We still have 2 minutes. No.
That's not what I was gonna say.
I will mute you.
What was I gonna say? Please tell me what I was
You're
gonna
not
say.
taking my top of an hour.
I wasn't going to take the top of the hour.
What were you gonna say?
I was going to say, and just remember, you can talk Messi all you want, but Ronaldo's still the GOAT.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that's because you haven't seen me play. But anyway,
So, sadly, our Messi Beauregard debate didn't give us the time to talk about our Memorial Day weekend. Just to wrap it up, our 07-08 boys drew 4 games and somehow made it to a final
0-0.
without scoring a single goal.
yes.
05-06
It
is
just proves we
Oh,
Yeah,
wait,
but
Matt,
that's
Matt
second
has a
place.
look at his face. 0-0 in 2 group games in a group of 3. Made the semifinals with 2 points over the other team with 1 point. 0-0 in the semis. Win on penalties. 0-0 in the final. Lost on penalties.
Rough.
Our goalkeeper Buppy had 6 teams stop by and cheer him on during penalty
he was a
shootouts.
local hero.
Like 100 kids on the sidelines cheering, "Let's go, Buppy!"
And-
But Buppy didn't know what the heck
You know
was
what's
going
crazy
on.
though? Buppy, for his stature, had a kid call him a meatball, but Buppy saved that kid's penalty.
I love Buppy.
So
That's the flying
So,
meatball
yeah.
right there.
So NJFC with 2 first place finishes for our U19.
Also, shout out
second
to
place.
Landon finally be able to make his first competitive bout back with NJFC. Really happy
Yeah.
to see him playing.
Yeah, so U19-18 boys, 2 first place finishes at the Jersey Crew Memorial Day
They
tournament.
beat Jersey Crew
Congratulations,
Cobras and they
fellas.
beat
Risa.
Risa,
And,
that was a good game.
Our 06 and 07 boys took second place in the other 2. Great weekend, Ardi, Dejan, Jonathan. We all had a great weekend. Maz, love speaking with you and arguing with you.
This was a fun time, guys, and just
we
always
should do this a
remember-
lot.
I'm not gonna lie, like,
I like Ronaldo's the
he made it spicy today. I like it. It was a little bit extra.
We're in a
I do
fist
this.
fight in the parking lot after this, but it's okay.
I got a show after this, but if you want to hang out until after 2 o'clock, we can have a nice discussion in the parking lot, my friend.
And guys, you are listening top of the hour on WMSC Upper Montclair, and this is Matchweek.
This
This
is
Match Week.
Guys, don't forget, tell somebody you love them. Enjoy the beautiful game. Have a good one.